Alright, and we're all good. We're up.
Hey.
Alright, we're all up and ready.
Okay.
So, this is round 3 of the Cydia EU, the Cydia NT EU League, and oh man, we're starting off getting straight into it actually.
Yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting set of matches here. I mean, firstly, we've got a quite balanced team. You look at the blue team's rocking they've got Cecil and Zazel, so they've got quite a lot of damage output, like Protection and Terror as well. And the red team is also going for quite a similar setup. You've got Mark and the Slash and Cecil as well. So interesting to see how this kind of whole thing kind of goes and what their kind of approach to tactics are. Because again, they're quite similar, so kind of see what their approaches are for each team.
No, definitely, and it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do in terms of on how they're able to actually be able to adapt and see and even make the most out of their opportunities as a team. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things I think is quite funny already, if you look at Christian, he's already managed to rush up 2,440 bravery already. So already he's quite a threat to the other team. If he lands a single HP attack, I know the red team's going to be stuck on already. And you can see now that if you look at the red team, they are in fact targeting 50 because they recognise he's the problem. And it's nice to see they had a little combo there. So they took out the problem, left it down for a bit, and now they can focus on trying to take the pot of the blue team.
Yeah, now she's and you now have a character that's in kill range as well, which could basically change everything at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know Mags definitely he wants that. You know, he's rocking 3,590 bravery. That is a kill on every single character against the blue team. So really, he is a potential threat to anyone. And I like how he is targeting Chrissy just to make sure that he doesn't accidentally get hit from the side and lose any of his bravery points, because I know he's fishy for that hit. He wants to get the hit. He wants to get the kills instead.
And none of the teams are rocking Battlement either, so there is no extra HP protection from them. But the Bravery Conduit pulls him out of kill range momentarily, so good play there. Good way just to delay things. Oh, he's got the Enfeeble up, so basically everyone's out of boost gauge for a short time, which means
it's gonna be big. It's gonna be pretty massive at the moment. Again, despite the fact that Mag does have 3,000 bravery, he still can get a KO on Terror if he wants. Because he is only at 2,800 HP, so that can make a massive difference if he can capitalise off this. But since the summon is now in the blue team's favour, we're going to kind of see how this whole thing plays. And I think a smart option for Mag would be to probably just stay back a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of over-commitment on that Dark Flame there. He sort of went for it, but then suddenly realised that his teammates actually ran directly into cover. His opponent ran directly into cover, so it looked like a bit of a waste of opportunity there. Monolith team also doesn't connect, but it really looks like Shanks is holding the field damage with his A, because he did this a lot last week actually, which was he was really good at doing. So hopefully, we got some lag, but we're back into it.
Strongest character in the game, definitely.
Yeah, tell me about it. It wins. Yeah, we have that is down on the squall.
Yeah, that was Dodgy Big Shanks. He does actually go for the score. He gets them on the phen off. It does actually hit, and now that they've managed to get one of their players down, they're down by one player. They've only got 2 players out in the field, so now they can go for the summon. And now this is definitely looking pretty good for the red team at the moment.
Yeah,
they've got a summon and a KO, so they keep up this momentum.
It was a very, very safe summon. They didn't overcommit at all, and wait until they got the kill. And basically now they've got full field control, and they get Shiva's secondary buff as well on top of that. So
the bravery points.
Yeah, so which means that they're a lot more kill efficient, and it means that they can kill a lot more often with it too. Monolith Beacon gets interrupted, but Diamond Dust saves the day.
Laser's coming in. He saw it right now. That's it, man. I'm taking that point. Don't worry about it. I've got that. And I was just about to say as well, if you look at Cardra, he is supposed to be KO'd. Like I said, I think that when you've got something like Shiva out, you should probably stay back a little bit, because if you get frozen and you've got that low health, you can get KO'd, and unfortunately that did actually happen. He did get from Monolith Beacon.
It is
so
a
it looks like
oh wow, that was what a save!
Wow. That was amazing.
He went for the divide there, and basically got interrupted just before the active frames came out and completely disrupted it, which basically not only did it save them a stock, but it also keeps the pressure on, which means that it keeps it at 3 stocks to 1. But Rough Dive,
Yeah.
yeah, Rough Divide does connect though, so they're getting there.
Yeah, you can see the blue team are just trying to fight back, but I think at this moment what they need to do is maybe have a bit more defensive options because they are on very low health, they're on also very low stock as well, as you can see. So
Yeah,
it comes down to them just, I think, being a bit more defensive at this point, maybe not running in and leaving themselves out in the open because there is a chance they're going to get KO'd there.
yeah. I think we'll Triumph and Garth connected, and that was exactly what you're talking about. But Dark Flame manages to catch someone, so now they've managed to pull one back. And
oh, that was close. They did go for the slam dunk from Jack. We just about whiffed, so you know if he's going to go for that again. Azazel is the lowest on the team, and I was just about to say he is the lowest on the team, and he could potentially get.
That was Monolith Beam, the God's Beam, one of the best beams.
Yep, sending that Shinku Hadouken out from the ground, putting out the back signal.
It basically knew.
It was tracking, it had his number, and it was like, cool, I'm on that dude. So yeah, I think WB was definitely, as he does deserve first place there. I think he did get all 3 KOs in that match, and he did actually KO Azazel twice, so that was 3 Monolith Beam kills and 2 on the same characters. I think, if anything, Azazel's probably thinking now, damn, I should probably, you know, change my strategy in this game, perhaps, if it's going to be the same team anyway.
Yep, no, definitely.
Yeah, so props to WB there, who's definitely putting in the work.
Yeah, and the thing is that it was Ace is really good at controlling the field. The only character that's better off controlling the field is probably Terra.
Terra, yeah.
And when you have that sort of space control, and Ace has got a ton of maneuverability on a lot of these stuff, makes it so hard for people to pin him down. And he did get a few adjustments in the last patch, so a lot of Ace players are loving that. So
oh, definitely. I'm sure they're like you know they're secretly smiling, but they go, nah, it's not that good. He's actually secretly
in the Japanese tier list for co-op, he's actually an A tier for marksman. So,
yeah, I can agree with that.
So he is no slouch whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it here already. I mean the level of I think another key thing as well is that maybe the blue team needs to just respect WB as a player and also his team that gave him the support to let him get them on being kills as well.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I've been talking about this one for years.
All right, man, it's going to be a small map now. So if anything, Monolith Beam's going to be even stronger because you've got less area to run away from it because it's going to you don't have much maneuverability. You've got these kind of little shacks and marketplace kind of all in the area. So
yeah, and the thing is, spatial awareness is going to be very key here because the thing is that if you're not paying attention, as we can see with Spalder immediately getting wall slammed, that's the danger that you face with the stage because not only is it the distance from both the inside of the stage to the outside of the stage so small, the terrain hitbox, it gets completely destroyed there by Meteor. Because the hitboxes are so much bigger than the actual models themselves, it is really easy to miscalculate and find yourself getting wall slammed into something that's not there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if anything, I'm hoping people are in the next update that they'll hitboxes on the marketplace get nerfed because they're big. And obviously, it's not really working out in the blue's favour. I mean, again, I was going to say, if we're looking at like what the red team are doing, they're quite close to getting their character KO'd.
But they've lost the stock though.
Yeah, they just lost Jack, so they kind of need to have a bit more defensive time. And I think Azazel's recognised what he should be doing this time. And in this match, I think he's realised, okay, maybe if I stay back a little bit, maybe not be the assassin that goes in all the time, especially because I know that CWB still recognises that I can get a KO and score, as he did it twice. He's going to try and make a point there and try and get Azazel again for a third stock across his 2 matches. So
yeah, no, exactly.
And learning, it's good to learn like that.
Oh, he tried to go for the Triumph and Gasp, but did not get it. He got interrupted just before the activate came. Was like, oh god, a second stock.
Ooh, if they can get a KO on Mag, he is on very, very low health. So all the blue team now, they're basically saying to each other in chat, we've got a KO Mag. He's down. He's on low health. Everyone in default Bravery can get a KO, and they've now got the summon. So if they can get him in a Shiva trap, that's basically KO. So we'll see what approaches they go for Mag. If
they've gone for a HP region as well. So they're doubling up on this one. They're betting everything on this one now.
Yeah, that is a full commitment.
So the EX skills have gone off, and Terra's gone into offense mode now. So she's now metering in the back lane. Oh, we've got a freeze here. This could be it. This could be it. Oh no!
Rough divide, not quite. I mean, I can see he recognises she can go for a KO on Mag, so she's now targeting him. She wants him.
The thing is that they knocked that meteor was going to connect, and they knocked him out of it, which was going to kill. Oh, never mind. It's a clean sweep anyway.
That was a 3-0 stock. Nice to see Karja going in there with his own flame as well. So, you know, it's Cecil versus Cecil.
Mission accomplished.
Good stuff. I think that evens it out as well.
It does, yeah. That's one win per team. Good stuff.
Good stuff. And the thing is I think this means a lot for them, because the thing is that that last match was very convincing. So they've just clean sweeped them right back in return. So,
yeah, they've made their point.
Very good stuff there. I'm very impressed by that.
Yeah. Oh man, here we go. 1-1 each. Let's see what they both pull out now. This can literally swing in any way, because in the first match we saw, you know, the red team get KO'd, and now they've managed to bring it back. So we'll see. Again, this can literally swing in any favour. We'll see which one's going to adapt to which one's adaptation from the last round. So, you know, they're one-upping each other every round. So this is going to be quite interesting now.
And the thing is that there's so much to play for, just depending on the map. And as you can see, I think that last map did a lot in terms of making it very easy for them to track down. The ace wasn't allowed to control the field so much because he had a lot less of the field to play with.
Exactly, yeah. If you can get ace against the wall so quickly in that game,
and at
that match,
and at that point, it becomes a struggle as well. So we'll see how this one goes for them.
We'll see how this stage fares. It's going to be this is a bit of a mix of. It's quite a large stage, and it's got quite a lot of verticality because you can mount the walls. But it means that the marksmen do have. I mean, this is quite an even stage for both teams now, I'd say, where you've got a large stage, you've got a lot of kind of things you can hide behind, but it also works in favour of the marksman, and they can resort back to a further back in the map if they do need it. So, again, this can actually swing anyway, and we have seen it for both different rounds. So, let's jump into it then.
Yes, the thing is that there's been no composition change from either team, which has been interesting. They've gone. Last week we saw a lot of composition changes, and I think those were some really that was really interesting. I think it was more to fill things out for the first week. Well, I think they've sort of gone for, we won't change mid-game, but we might change between matches. So it gives the team a lot more chance to feed each other out. Again, the fact that there's much more of an open space, Shanks is just doing his thing. It's just
I like how he's got Dergius next to him as well, just to support in case anyone does get close to him. I mean, if you look at the minimap as well, you can see how the red team all group together. Well, that's a very strong, solid defense they've got. While the blue team are coming at them at different angles, so you can see that they're trying to figure each other out. Yeah,
and the thing is that it's just broken down now. As soon as the Jax broke away from his team, it just broke down into a complete melee, and now they're trying to regroup back again. And as you can see, they're sort of scrambling to get hits on each one. Monolith Beam goes off. Doesn't connect though.
Well. No, he did get wall splatted, so then Dergius did go for his slam dunk, so he did get a little bit of damage on Azazel there, and then he did throw out a Monolith Beam, which, to be honest, while it did whiff, it does create an option where he then, when Azazel does wake up from his knockdown, he's forced to respect it, because you know you can't do anything because that's coming at you, so it does force him to retreat as well, so quite a smart play there, if anything.
It also stonewalls the other team altogether, because it stops them from getting out. And allows them basically to do whatever they need to do. So
definitely,
it's a really strong option.
Synergy summon going off now as well. So she was flying around the field, going to try and get a freeze on there. It does go for WB does go for his Monolith Beam.
Douglas gets frozen. Well, luckily enough, he's far away enough to not get punished. That was close.
Oh, you can tell. You know when that happens in your game, and you'll get frozen like, oh, please don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's thinking that. He's like, oh no, this is
oh wow, what a trade! Triumph and Gospel went out, and it connected, but he immediately got punished for a kill there. What a play! And then Feeble goes out as well. Oh boy, Shanks is in some very big trouble. Rough divide whiffs though. Oh, so close.
But he does have Dergius is on his back trying to help him out with the Triumph from Slam Dunk coming in. He's trying to help him out there just in case he needs it. Like I said, you see that at the beginning there. Whenever WB's on his own, Dergius knows, okay, cool, I need to help you, I'm going to stay with you just for the defense that you need. And he, instead of chasing Azazel down, he comes and helps out his marksman, which is what you need to be doing, you know, give them the defense that they need, because they can really bring a game back.
Yeah, and the thing is that that at that moment, if I was Shanks, I was like, that butt cheek couldn't be clenched hard enough at that
Yeah, I know,
point,
it's like
because
chewing on underwear at that point, you know.
yeah, if that's a rough situation to be in, to be almost on your own with no support. Monolith goes out, misses, and you can immediately backs away, trying not to overcommit at all.
Yeah, it's smart though. You know, you can do something if you want to, but if you recognise you may get KO'd, it's nice to maybe just stay back and reevaluate your options and see what kind of entryway you've got available to you.
Oh wow, incapacitation on both sides.
Double KO, final stock for red team though.
Yeah, that was a very, very interesting trade, and the thing is that now puts them on the back foot. Azazel's coming in. Is this going to be a rough divide finish? No!
Out for him. He is not happy about that. Durgus needs to wake up, needs to run now. He needs to get out there. Good, smart.
Oh, he's run towards the opposite team. What's he doing? What's he doing? No! There be something! What? What's going on? Everything is happening.
Let's go.
Everything happened there. That was insane.
Okay, gives them a little bit of breathing room. The timer has frozen now, so it gives them a little bit to kind of reevaluate their options, see what availability they've got for them. They do recognise Azazel has got hit, so he's lost his bravery. I'm sorry, Azazel's not happy about that. Not supposed to get the enfeeble off. He does manage to enfeeble Mag, so Mag is the slowest on their team now. So we'll see what approach they've got at this point. But it's going to be pretty close at the moment.
What's interesting there is that Mag used all of these attack options to start moving when he's enfeebled, which was very, very smart. Just to keep himself going. That is a very, very good call, and that just shows very good awareness. And he's been enfeebled again, I think.
Oh no, he did the enfeeble this time. He managed to enfeeble Chrissy, so the marksman is now the slowest on their team.
That is
a problem for Blue.
And the thing is that they don't capitalize it. You've used that space to back off and regroup. And time's running out as well. There's only a minute left in this game.
Yeah, I think they recognise Durgy, so they can get him as well. Yeah, that's close. They want to get the KO on Durg. It's going to be massive. He is on very low health. He's on default bravery at the moment. So since both of them got their summons off, they start off at 1,300, which means they can get a KO. Chrissy does try to get it here. She is targeting Durg. She knows that she wants it. She can get
Ace's bravery amount is fearful. If one well-placed Monolith beam, this match might be over.
This is going to be close. It is on 23 seconds remaining. Durgus is running the risk here. I wouldn't really recommend that, to be honest. He is.
Oh, Monolith beam goes off, out of range. Oh, and he goes for it again and misses. Oh, he's just fishing for it now.
Chrissy's going in. She's going in.
Oh no! They got the stock. They got the stock. Oh, this is going to be real close.
Let's see who's going to get it. Durg needs to stay away. Try to stay away.
Oh no! Oh, what a kill! What a kill! The rough divide takes it.
That is insane. Less than a second.
Oh my days! What a game!
I gotta go take a sip of this water, man.
When we are looking over the matches, I'm going to put that through the replay because that was absolutely crazy.
Oh, that's crazy. That was. I can't. Literally less than a second. That was 0.71 seconds left. Less than a second, and he gets the KO. Azazel, you know, I don't need. We need to get that guy on Skype and have a look at his face. We know he's got that, that smile on there. He's happy with himself. He's really feeling himself now. He loves it.
Damn, that was something else indeed.
He is patting himself on the back. I know he is. He's going to be in that Discord chat after. Like, yeah, guys, I know it's beast.
Yeah.
You know he is. That was good.
And we even have someone from the other team, like just come up on the stream chat, and he's like, "Yeah, no, that was quite sick."
But he's feeling himself now. I know he is.
The thing is, it was close though. That could have swung either way.
Yeah.
In that situation.
I was saying it before. I think Durgius maybe just stay back a little bit. Again, I get what he was going for, but that low stock and that low time, just maybe hold off. And unfortunately, I think that was the point at which he cost him the game, because he went for terror, he then backed off, then Azazel was on his butt like the whole time. For the last like 20 or so seconds, he was actually on him non-stop, and he had Chrissy and Azazel on him at once. Chrissy pins him down, Azazel then goes for the anti-air, which was rough divide, and that's how we got the KO, because again, Durgus put himself out there. I think he should have maybe just stayed back a little bit.
That was super clutch. I am really impressed.
Yeah, great stuff. Less than a second, man.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is that at that point you're clutching at straws, because even if they went for the points victory, the kill could have gone the other way.
Yeah, like in terms of points, I don't know who would have had that. I mean, I guess we have to go back, look at the tapes or something. But in terms of points, if we take out what Azazel's KO would have been, I'd probably say it's what, maybe 500 he would have gone for that. So honestly, if we look back, maybe the points would have been really close. Even when it comes down to our point scoring, at the end if it was a tie, I honestly, I wouldn't not be too sure who would have won that. It would have been quite close in the end.
Thing is, we're back at Alexandria again.
Yeah, it's quite a small map.
Interesting. Now, are the Royal Knights going to dominate here again? That's the real question.
They've done it before.
They've done it.
Make their point.
Can they do it a second time? Man, this is going to be an interesting match. Would the Dreadwings adapt to this though?
Yeah, it looks like they are actually. I mean, if you look at the minimap, you see how both of them are using this marketplace in the middle to kind of keep themselves at a distance. They're basically, both of them are forming lines in the sand, saying this is what we're protecting. You have to come across the sand that we put, the line of the sand that we put down here. So both of them are doing that. They're both staying together. They're both staying behind the marketplace, but they're using their marksmen in a really smart manner to place tracing projectiles. So that's what Carjol was doing as well. So it's nice to see that.
It's nice. It's also what they're doing is that they're cutting off the line of sight as well.
Yeah.
So which makes it so they can't actually see what they're doing. Even though like you think people say, oh yeah, but this game's got auto targeting, like, but if you can't physically see what the opponent's doing, then you don't know how you're going to counter or punish.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is that Ace is just throwing stuff out there, like he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's like, that's fine, man, I've got this, don't worry about it. But again, this is the map that he did have a bit of a problem on, so it's nice to see him adapting now this time. But WB is kind of making his name there. Oh, he does get a double KO as well. Oh, Carjol got a double hit with this. Sorry, not double KO. A double hit with 2,000 bravery on him. So he's managed to bring down 5 and 6 on the red team. So that's going to be massive. That's 2 stocks basically.
And Shiva is out now as well. I actually didn't see who summoned Shiva actually. And now at this point, it's literally just going to be about field control. So,
try to go for the KO, doesn't quite get it. Carjol was close there.
Rough Divide and Triumph and Gasp are basically at each other's throats here.
Oh, they're close. Durgus wants.
Durgus is frozen. That's exactly what happened. Durgus got frozen, got hit by Meteor. Oh boy, that 4,000 bravery Rough Divide was very rough.
Proven to us at Final Fantasy is the best of the series.
Yeah.
Opinion, but he wants to make it known. School is here to stay.
And he'll divide anybody. And he'll divide anyone in his way that questions it.
And he will make it rough.
Mag overcommits, but he good block.
This is a KO. That's a KO. Carjol's got him. Oh no! Monolith saved him. Oh, very smart play there by WB.
I'm watching Chrissy versus Mag here, and WB just inserted him in, and he's gotten hit in the process. 3,000. That's almost 3,000 bravery Meteor. It's coming.
Yeah.
Would there be rocks in butt cheeks today? We'll just see. Oh.
So it looks like Chrissy is trying to fish for a hit here.
She got it! She got it!
Ooh.
Meteors in butt cheeks, indeed.
Oh man, Sunny with a cloudy chance of meteors.
Yeah, not meatballs today. Flaming rocks instead. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And I think that one, they take the series as well.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Look at how convincing the points are as well. The difference in points is massive, you know, so...
That was,
honestly,
I think there was some, after that first game, there was some very, very harsh talk in the team after that, and they were like, no, we are not, we did not want to, we are not going down like this. And they managed to get the point, and that seals the series. So all it is to play for now is to play for maps. So if anyone's unfamiliar with how the system works, we play similar to how it is in Overwatch League, where every map gets played regardless of the score. Which means that everything gets played, like no questions asked. So this is where it gets real important, because the thing is that that map could be the difference between a victory or a loss.
Yeah, so if anything, I think that the blue team should actually maybe go for it again if they're winning it that much. So be interesting to see.
No, definitely, they should. Very interesting. We'll see what they can do. It's if they could put it back to how they played in the first game, they could definitely take this. They could definitely take the next game if they play how they played in the first one. But the thing is that the Royal Knights adapted quick.
Yeah, they adapted, learned, and then showed them what they just learned and put it back in their face, and I think they've now made their name. I mean, if we look at how they worked in the first round, it seems like it's a complete turnaround now. It looks like they've decided to say, we need to. This is the team we're going against. It's been a bit of a problem for the first match. Let's turn that around now, and now they seem to be consistently not just winning, but getting more stocks throughout the match as well. They seem to be winning at 3-0. So it's this map, but not like this map. I'm going to be honest. The Interdimensional Rift.
Oh, this is it.
So who's starting on the top?
I just need to see if the teams are if they've swapped. And they've swapped.
Yeah,
I really hate it when they do that. So basically, to give it an update, in spectator mode, the teams actually swap over. So I have to re-enter both of them every single time they swap.
and their points as well.
Yeah, exactly. So please bear with me, guys.
It's no problem. I'll give you guys a commentary in the meantime. So at this point here, we do have two people targeting Karja. He is a little more worried at this point. Mag even. So it looks like they're kind of playing against the same type of style, which is the line in the sands. We're making our stand here. You guys need to catch us. I'm not really a fan of the fact that Mag is out on his own. Another thing as well is that Chrissy is already managing to rock 2,600 bravery, so is Karja. So that is a massive. If both of them can get a HP off, then and it hits, that's going to be massive. Azazel is actually on quite low health. He's at 1,300 HP, so he does need to be a little bit careful here with WB, who is actually now also running 2,000 bravery. So they're both of them again. We got a double KO.
Oh wow, it's over already.
I got a triple KO in the span of a second.
I didn't even get to see what happened.
I will go back, man. I want to see the receipts. that was triple KO in I think about 1.5 seconds. Double KO followed by a third KO just after each other.
I don't even know what happened.
It was like you get a meteor rain off, but then the Karja got the third KO as well. That was ridiculous.
Damn.
Wow.
Well.
That was insane. Yeah. That was 4 stocks gone as well, because one of the blue team did get KO'd in response to that. So that was 4 stocks in about 1.5 seconds. That was crazy.
What a game. Damn.
Well, that was.
I'm still lost. What?
Let's go back and rewind the tapes. Let's have a look at that. I don't even know what happened.
I need to save the video first. Give me 1 second.
Alright, I've just recorded like the last 30 seconds. Right, let's have a look and see what was going on, because that was absurd.
Let me stop the local recording, and after when we break up for round 4, I might have to bring the video back out.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was something else. So should we go over the matches that we have for this week, for today actually?
Yeah, sounds good.
Because we've not actually gone over that because everyone jumped straight into it. Right. As you can see, I've got it uploaded onto the stream, so the stream will be able to see it. Right. Oh, that was our very first game. That was at 7 PM, which was the Dreadwings versus the Royal Knights, which has finished 4-1. And our second game will be Daft Scrubs versus the NGIFC, which is my team, but I am not permitted to play, unfortunately. So, go figure.
Here in spirit.
Yeah, in spirit, the 12th man. And then for round 4, we have Celestial Sphere versus the team that I could never pronounce, Keku Limonet. If I pronounce that incorrectly, I am very sorry. And then we have NGI again at 7:30. Excuse me, not 7:30. That's incorrect. At 8:30, versus the Dreadwings. So Dreadwings will be seen again a little bit later on. So it is all to play for. We're just gonna get ready for the next match. But I've told the guys to not start until I say so. I am just editing some stuff in the background. It'll be interesting to see what the team composition is for this one actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm not too sure what NGI is running. So But yeah, it's we're going on in a second. There is like a ton of stuff happening right now. Give me 1 second. I'm doing production stuff, and I've got making sure that all of the Discord stuff is answered. So please excuse me.
That's cool. Don't worry, I can jump on that for you as well.
So what we're just doing now, we're just making sure that all of the graphic stuff is ready for each team. So we'll be having Team NGI on one side, and we'll be having the Daft Scrubs on the other. What was your take on that last game?
What happened there exactly? That's basically what it is. There's a lot to take in. I think the biggest point was the fact that just because of the way both teams are playing, that at first you couldn't really see what was going to happen there. But I think because the blue team has such good composition at the start, and they managed to build up so much bravery, it really did just come down to, who was able to get the first major hit. So again, I think the blue team, they seem to be spread out a little bit there. Also, the positioning on the map as well seemed to not really work in their favour. They had their back against the wall quite a lot as well. That's essentially how the KO happened, the 4-stop KO at the end, sorry. So it really was more or less the lines of how exactly could the blue team have gotten out of that situation, and how did they not quite notice that one of the members of the red team were able to had that much bravery already? Because I did notice at the beginning, Chrissy did actually manage to rack up nearly 3,000 bravery already. Chrissy is a very, very good marksman. She knows how to stay back, she knows which moves to fish for, how to throw out attacks and keep the opposing team at bay. And because of that, I didn't really see any of the blue team recognising that she was the problem at the time. And with that, that's where the blue team's faults came in. But you can't really fault them for something like that. You always have to keep, in the corner of your eye, a marksman. And like we've seen with WB Shanks, if you don't keep an eye on him, he's going to KO you out of nowhere.
Yeah, right, exactly. And the thing is that being able to isolate, being able to isolate a marksman is something that's really necessary at high level, and they have to be careful of that. And if they're
definitely.
And if they're not careful of it, it could be real tough for them to keep on it. So.
Yeah, and if you take that kind of approach and your team actually decides to counteract the marksman, you can actually make the marksman scared, which then causes your whole team's composition to disband. So both teams actually ran very similar teams. They both ran Cecil, they both ran two good marksmen, and they both ran two very good assassins. So it was honestly quite even teams. But I think that if you can essentially attack the marksman characters, because both of them did get, like I said, we saw Chrissy get the KO with a meteor rain, we saw WB Shanks get many KOs with Monolith Beam. So if both teams maybe had a different approach and decided to attack the marksman because they realized they were going to be the problems, maybe the games would have gone a little bit differently, because all marksmen have literally no defense. They do get scared. If you can get their backs against the wall, they become out on their own. And that's what we saw with the very first game, where it was against Azazel's team, where they ended up losing because they had their marksman KO'd at that point. They didn't quite have the defensive, essentially the defense that the marksman needs. But once both those teams recognise that, then they managed to get bravery so quickly, and that's why I think the marksmen are so integral to both their teams.
And the thing is that once they were able to do that, they managed just to get the work done as well, which is so key to that. So, but we'll see how it goes from there. There'll be a lot of changes, I feel, that'll be for both teams, because they'll be deciding how they're going to go about this. But until then, we'll see. I think I'm just finished with... There we go. We are all done here for this production stuff. Right, we are all ready to go. There we go. Right, we are all sorted now. Let us get our teams ready to go. Where are they? Let me let Nell know. Real good. So this will be an interesting one, actually. This is going to be the only person from the team before. The only person from the team before for NGI is Sablewolf, actually, and he's the highest ranked NGI player, actually.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the stats number section, you can see what their ranks are. It's quite interesting. Just to give like an idea of who they are. But it's quite interesting to see what their stats are online and offline, what their mains are and stuff like that. So we'll see if they stay with those, what the stats are in their members section.
To be fair, I know the NGI guys do not really they don't really play ranked. Saber is really the only one that plays ranked. Mostly because there's stuff with like network connection issues and stuff like that and all that sort of stuff. Like us guys, we just tend not to want to deal with it, so we just play casuals amongst ourselves. So, but it's because we also play offline as well.
Oh, okay.
So we tend to have LAN sessions and stuff at some of the London events. So we tend to be used to communicating in person and stuff like that. Actually, my good friend who plays on the Thorns team, Jamstar, he actually plays offline with us as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he has offline sessions with us as well. So he's probably the one that's played with the FC guys the most. Which is cool because we tend to trade tech and stuff like that. So but his team played our team last week. So that says a lot basically on how like the practice sessions and stuff goes between the teams and whatnot. So
yeah, it'll be kind of a thing where we'll see if they've learned anything last week and then we'll apply that to this week's game. Yeah. Maybe show some new tech they've got that no one's really seen before.
Yep. Mark did compete in the offline the offline tournament. That was the day one. He got knocked out by and they got knocked out by Bowie's team in the end, Team Freelancers.
So, okay, cool.
So
well, looks like we're jumping right into the first match.
This will be a very, very, very interesting game.
Yep.
Oh, once we have connection.
Oh man, the 7th player has jumped in, Mr. Lag.
Oh, GG's for lobby 2.
Well,
I got kicked out. Did you get kicked out?
I did indeed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not really too sure what to make of that match. I think it was pretty good there. Standing still. That was a really solid defense they both had there. The EX skill, the area of effect lag, that was really solid gameplay.
That's what you call absolute footsies right there.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You know, chucking out those projectiles with Dukins, keeping you at bay. So that was good.
Interesting. Are they still playing?
I'm not 100% sure. Let's talk to them, see if we can find out a little bit more information on these guys here.
Yeah, it's weird. Why did both of us? Oh wait, yeah, they are still playing because stocks have been removed.
Okay, so looks like they've lost a stock.
What?
Can't really say much else.
Yeah. How did we both get kicked out but the match is still going?
I'm not entirely sure, I'm going to be honest.
Wait, how did I get kicked out? And I'm the owner of this lobby. What is life?
No spectators allowed in this one. This is just a super private game now. You know, we're back to like Mark 3 lobbies where you just watch people's license cards and stuff. Watching stocks go down here. So,
like last week, I legitimately didn't spectate in time, but now I've just been removed. So I think it's gonna happen at least once a week when we don't watch a match.
Well, looks like they've got a free stock KO. Mate, I think what they're going to do is they're letting us run it back so we can jump in and spectate. I think they just got the free KO there, so it doesn't actually count. We'll jump back in, get a spectate.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. None of the FC guys have said anything yet. Actually, I'm gonna tell.
Yeah. Otherwise, that was a 2-minute free stock KO there. So we're just going to try and get this sorted out.
Go figure.
Alright.
Yeah, that was a match. That was a match. That was a match.
Okay, so that was an actual match.
Is it? I'm assuming they went with that.
Okay, so it looks like if we're taking it down as points, then it looks like Nell's team actually
Nell's-
got the win. So that was a free stock,
Yeah.
1 win to them.
Yeah. So that's right. Yeah. No. If both teams played it, if both teams played it seriously. Oh, okay. Match that. As it was put his foot down.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This could be quite big.
Oh yes, this happened last 2 weeks ago as well with the same team.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. That was What is the match went? Yeah, this exact same thing happened last week as well with the same team.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see what's going on then. Well, I guess we're going to be running back.
Yeah,
but
it's a run back.
Yeah, it could be a salty run back though if Nell's team does lose this. But
I love
seeing how fast the stocks
To
went
be-
down then.
To be fair,
Yeah.
his team had that last week. It was no fault of their own. One of their team disconnected and some stuff and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
quite odd.
And I promise to stream, I'm not actually downloading anything in the background.
Yeah, I got all my Fortnite updates done just to make sure I didn't have any interference with this.
I got Monster Hunter updated. We're good.
Oh yeah, I got that too.
So I've done my my gold dragon raid already. There's no time.
That's nice.
Now it's all Dissidia.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so hopefully this we get back in, we get to see what's happening, and maybe we'll see a turnaround in there. But at the moment, just based on what we saw there on the spectating screen, in the lobby, sorry, that was a free stock KO in about 2 or so minutes. So we'll see if they're able to pull that kind of thing off again as well.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Right, same sides as before. So
Different map though this time, so they're not playing on Eden, so it's not just a long tube this time. We're now playing Stellar Falcon, so we've got
This
maybe
is-
we've got a little bit of difference here.
personally, this is one of the maps I really dislike most because the geometry of the map is not great. So it doesn't allow you to wall run in certain places and get caught under the ceiling of the bridge, of the overhangs. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Are you in as well?
yeah, I'm in. I'm all good.
Cool, perfect. Yeah, same.
Don't know why.
Nice. I like to see a lightning here as well. As a lightning main myself, everyone knows my lightning. I'm happy to see that there's a lightning actually in this game. So yeah, let's jump into it then. Already, good defense options from the blue team here.
Interesting. We have a swap of characters here. Saber is playing Vaughn. He's away from his main of Y'shtola and Garland, and Angel Darksong is now playing the Garland instead. And Mark is going through his tried and true Shantoto, and he's just sort of turreting, which is really, really important for a Shantoto because Shantoto takes some of the traits from FF11 and FF14's Black Mages, where as long as they're standing still, they are able to do what they need to do. For Shantoto, outside of play rough, cannot move while casting.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually know that. That's pretty interesting trivia there.
So once she goes under 2,500 HP, she will go into play rough, where she will start using multi-hitting projectiles, and and she's able to move while casting. Oh boy. Oh
This
boy.
is close for Nell's Spike. He has got a lot of bravery. Be careful with him. He's got the Pyroclasm. It's
There-
gonna be close.
Yeah. He gets the kill. He gets the kill on Saber. He just
Both
waves.
teams can capitalize. They can kill Mass Exodus. He is on like 291 health. He is scared at the moment.
Yeah.
He does only have 2 teammates to help him out.
But however, Mark he's getting attacked now. He needs protection here, and I don't think he's going to
Oh
get
my
it.
days. Mass is literally running around with 170 health now. This is crazy. And you get a KO who gets close. He's bringing the red team's health down a little
Yeah,
bit.
this is all to play for. NGI is a bit on the ropes here because they're on low. They've got one person really low, but they've not really got anything to come and kill with, and they're going for the summon now, which makes sense.
I don't really recommend that. It's a little bit, again, it's a little bit scary for Ace. He managed to get the summon off for his team, but again, because of his low health, it's very risky to be out in the open like that, especially against when you've got an assassin on your butt as well. Like, just I can respect what he's going for, but I don't really kind of agree with it. But just had the red team have left him out on his own though, so maybe they're not too fussed about it. Although
Yeah.
Saberwolf does want to get that KO on him though. He wants this. You can see him on
Good,
that.
good stuff on Angel managing to avoid the lightning HP
Sorry.
attack there.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's definitely a KO. That
Does get it from that massive.
oh, and unlucky.
Protectile.
Angel Darkson gets hit there. Probably comboed off the Ramo summon as well.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff to Dark Scrubs.
That gamble paid off.
Brilliant name.
Dark Scrubs, yeah, no. Tell me about it.
I find your lack of bravery disturbing.
Good stuff there though. First round goes to Dark Scrubs, and I think NJ will take a lot from that. I think what they'll need to do is probably need to regroup. Mark got left on his own a little bit too much there, because they really were controlling it at the start of the fight when Mark was able to do his thing on his own, but he didn't manage to keep that up because they managed to converge on him, and Angel and Saber just got out of position. I think Saber got a bit too greedy on a lot of these HP attack options and eventually just lost ground on the matches, which is
definitely.
which is really disappointing because I know that he could definitely keep focus, and he just got a bit too greedy throwing out HP attacks. I know that's what Vaughn's supposed to do, but it's not always the best thing to do. So
Yeah.
well, we'll see if they are able to adapt.
Yeah, and I think just to reiterate one of your points there, like when they said, like when they leave Shantaito on their own, as you mentioned before, this stage is, I mean, if it's not really a personal favourites, you can kind of see why, because as a marksman, you don't really have many retreat options. It's a circle, you get stuck in a pit, there's plenty of places to get wall splattered. It's really scary for a marksman on this stage, I personally think as well. You don't really have many areas to kind of retreat from, because if you do fall into one of the pits, it's technically a very small arena at that point. So I think marksmen need to be have a little bit more defense, maybe have a little bit more support from their team, because as we saw, as you just mentioned as well, Van was like, that's cool, I'm just going to Pyroclasm, and it did actually get them, get them quite far, but didn't quite get them the win. But you have to be really careful with that thing.
Yeah, so I think if he's going to HP attack fire, he just needs to be a little bit closer to his team. The thing is that the Dark Scrubs don't have many things in terms of HP AoE killing potential. So they could afford to group up together for a bit, and able sort of attack as a unit.
Yeah,
and I think they should really really just try to keep themselves together.
I think that's what they're trying to go for. Notice is that if you look at Shantaito, last round she was actually running Salvation Scythe, now she's running Malison, so maybe maybe Mark's thinking, okay, maybe I'll try something else and a bit more open stage this time, and with a new HP attack, maybe that'll give me different results.
The thing
we'll
is,
see if it actually does pay off.
the sad thing is that Divine Malison would have worked for the last field, but it definitely won't work for this one. This is not a nice field for that HP attack at all.
Yeah. Ooh, no, it's only running 3,500 bravery. That is literally 4 bravery over killing points. So if he's got Earthrender coming out there, he's looking at Saberwolf. He wants this KO. He's going to go for it. Van is out in the open.
The fire RF traded with the original Tsunami with the first one, so he had to refire it. But Van does go down.
He does, yeah. That was a nice play there by Nell with his Ramsar, and you can see that release of the ID is quite close to being KO'd, but so is Angel as well, which is probably not the best for the blue team because they've lost the stock and they've got no health, whereas the red team has still got 3 stocks but 1 character on low health.
Oh wow, what a combo!
That was an amazing combo! Oh,
Nice!
What a little team combo there, like the combo coming from both of them. Gets a wall back, gets a KO for them. Nice.
Yeah.
Really good combo.
Shantoto is a lot less effective now because Divine Malison is just not tracking.
I think you're right. It's not really the best for this stage.
Yeah.
Crushing blow, love it.
Yeah, that was a real wash on that one.
Yeah, that was a proper download.
Yeah, and the thing is I'm not really impressed with the Divine Malison choice on that one. Whoops.
Yeah.
I forgot to sort the scores round. There we go. Yeah, it's
I can't fault him though. Again, I can understand the play, I can understand the mindset, but it's not necessarily a bad play. It's just not what I
Yeah.
think would have gotten you the results you were looking for. Compared to like if you said if you had Stellar Fulcrum, that would have really helped.
Yeah, the thing is that if it's the problem is with Divine Malison that Divine Malison takes a lot of time to track, and if Angel was running something like Warrior of Light or something, then it would have made a lot more sense, because Warrior of Light's moves, a lot of his moves catch and holds people in place. But
Definitely.
for the most part, I'm not really too hyped about that sort of choice. It's not really the sort of the team composition to do that. So
Yeah, and I think the stage as well probably didn't help. Again, you're basically having, what is it, Final Destination of, Dissidia, so,
Yeah.
what HBA play on that stage really makes a massive difference. But again, I can understand it, and to be honest, they're going to run it back now anyway, so maybe they're going to change it. Again, I think the stage is really important, and we'll see what HBA attacks they brings to that stage, but I think this can swing either way. That It doesn't seem like it's completely downloaded this time. I know last round was a free stock, but it didn't.
I think
because of the stage and HBA attacks were wrong, didn't quite work out for them.
yeah, I think Tsunami works out. The thing is about Vaan is that he needs a sort of team to sort of set him up, and the thing is that the team's not really focused around that. So I wouldn't mind seeing Vaan going for a more of a defensive option. White Whale might be a good choice, just to let the opponents come to them, to stop Garland from chasing people around. Because the thing is about Garland is that if he's chasing people around, he's very open if he's on his own, because he's really slow, and a lot of his attacks are very linear, which means that he could be flanked really, really easily. And I think it's something that if they're going to run that, they should really, really make sure that they give him more cover and sort of just stand behind the Garland a lot more and move together, because it's,
Yeah, definitely. And then to go back to your previous point, if you have Shantoto covering him, he's basically covered to attack freely with projectiles behind him to help him out. So
exactly. So it's it's just a case of that. If it's just sort of compressed together and move together, because unfortunately Garland's very, very easily flanked. That's one of his biggest weaknesses, actually. Oh, we've gone from complete team composition change here on this side. Huh.
Oh man, yeah. So we've still got still rocking Shantoto. We've now got Tidus, and Saberwolf has now decided to go for Tola, which is what you were saying before, like his tried and true tested method. But wow, this is going to be really close at the start. If you see their starting positions, this is going to be really close.
Are we going to see frame one holy? No. The sadness.
You're playing new Tola, holy that.
Yeah, that should be an immediate holy.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, already look at nearly 2,000 bravery. Only 9 seconds into the match already. So this is pretty big. And nice to see they've already recognised that. The one problem I do have though is that they have now allowed Nailspike to up his get the buff he needs his Ramsor. So this could be pretty big already. But I like how Saberwolf is actually nearly on. Yeah, there you go, Holy. Missed it again. I think Holy's okay, but not quite the best one to go for. It's small. But
the thing is that they've gone for a double marksman setup. Can be useful in some cases, but it's really, really hard on Shantoto, and she just got the kill there from that crushing blow. Because the thing is that she needs to have stuff kept off her. Nice, the quick hit connects. So now
she needs defense, and you've only got a Tidus to help you out.
That holy was spicy, and he stunned as well.
Yeah, he's stunned for a couple of seconds there. That's nice to keep him locked down once he wakes up as well. And he now only has 79 health, so he's going to just get KO'd. But honestly, Saberwolf isn't going to be the one to be doing the KO. If anything, I think he should stay back and keep chucking projectiles, then let Tidus and maybe Shantoto get the KO for him, because you can't really run up and then Holy. You're supposed to be staying back as a Yuftolo. When they get near you, then you Holy to get them off you.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the thing is that they got the Rama summon out. Oh, here's the incoming Holy.
Oh, he does get a hit on someone behind him. That was on Lisa, I think that was. And he gets another 481 Holy. Dude just does not care.
he's I think he's going into cosmic brain mode now. So people are just getting ping ponged right now. Oh, Mark goes down again. Mark is... Is this it? Is he going for his oh no he's not. Got a bit of lag there. Doesn't matter.
This is close. If anything, this should probably stay back. He's there's no respect given. He just doesn't care. He's going to stay on just holy, but it doesn't actually go off. Ooh, that's close. You can see the release. He can get a KO on release and Max X, but if he just gets a little bit more bravery, he's going to be pretty close.
Oh, this is. Oh man, this is. It's 3-1, but it's so close.
Yeah, this is. Oh, and it goes. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Max X is just about where that bravery. He turns around, sees Justola whipping a holy, and comes back with fire RF as well. So really nice to see.
Nice catch.
Matt go for that instead.
That
Again,
match was
I think it holy.
that match was hella entertaining.
Yeah.
Good stuff by both teams.
Yeah, nice to see Mass capitalise on that holy. And again, I like I said, holy. I'm not really a fan of holy. It works. Honestly, I don't really know when it works. I've decided to kind of go against that move. I don't really think it's that great in the end. It's good to get people off you as a defensive option, but
I think that's the stuff that he's sort of going for. I think the biggest issue is that again, Mark was not able to turret and he lost 2 stocks because of it, which is the hardest. Which is the hardest thing, because the thing is, if Shantoto can't turret, then she can't really do most of her strategy, which is the problem.
Yeah. The problem is though, like I said, when you're running 2 marks per team, you should have a really strong defensive character. And while I do like Tidus, he can't protect both of them at the same time.
Warrior of Light is a much better choice for that sort of situation. Warrior of Light or
Sephiroth as well.
Yeah, or Sephiroth. Oh, we've gone for a team swap here.
Amber Fire of Heart is now jumping in.
Yeah, and Nero's jumping in for Team NGI as well. Swapping that for Sablewolf. Interesting.
Right, we've got some WWE tactics here, calling the tag ropes, tagging in their partner.
This is gonna be interesting. I know that Nero plays Zidane. So
okay.
So they've gone for a straight swap, because I know that Sablewolf also plays Noctis. So it will be an interesting thing to see what their team composition may be. He also plays Furion as well, so he might go to that.
Okay. Again, it depends on what map they get. But you know, Furion can be pretty solid addition to their team at this point. I think they need that attacking power, to be honest. They seem to be on the ropes a little bit, so if they've got Furion, then maybe they can actually have more of a threat out in the forward front rather than being out back.
It's interesting that Saber's taken a step back on this one. I was interesting to see him go to Garland actually, because his Garland's actually pretty good.
Okay.
So, but alas, I think we'll have to wait for another game for that.
Yep. We'll see. What we're going to get now? 2 new players. Okay, so we've got another assassin, and now we've got Nell running. They're still going with blue team, staying with the same, but it looks like the red team has switched up.
Yeah. So
although
I think they've swapped I think they swapped an ace for an ace.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure that out and I realised, it's the gamer tags that have switched over. Yeah, so we've still got 2 aces, but we'll see how each ace plays differently on a different map as well. So quite nice out in the open. It gives the marksmen a little bit of manoeuvrability just to run back if they do need it. So we'll see how Amber's ace goes against compared to the previous ace we've just seen.
The sides have just swapped again, so please excuse me while I redo the scores and everything else. I really wish they changed that with this game.
I think we can get that sorted out next time. But at the moment, it looks like we've got an insane fireball projectile match going on here. I mean, again, if we look at what the red team are doing, they're kind of staying back. They're trying to find their way in. I love the blue team sticking together here. They're going for the core. This is the first time we've seen this, where a team actually decides to go for the core. It was nice to see that
they're fighting over it. Interesting.
Yeah. Amber does have 3,660 bravery. That is potentially killing. If you could just get a little bit more, it's going to be massive. He's going to get a KO, protect his teammate. Does get a hit on Angel. That is now Angel is now only on 34 health. That means all of the blue team can get a KO if they do decide to go for it as well. It's really just trying to capitalise on it. I think they will perhaps get this here as well. If anything, Angel should be a little bit scared. He does get KO'd in the end by Lightning as well, throwing out Razor Arrows.
Yeah, he just
spot that. He's got a second KO on Nero.
It's just what's basically happened there is that they didn't cover Angel going in, and because they didn't cover Angel going in, they basically lost multiple stocks because of it. And now
I think Angel got a bit too greedy as well. He just went to the attack and
I actually don't think it was a bad idea. It was the fact is that he wasn't covered, which was the problem.
Oh, true.
Everyone didn't realize. everyone didn't realize what he was doing until after he went in. So and the thing is that if they controlled the space a lot, if they were controlling the space, that should have been an immediate salvation scythe from Shantoso, especially if there's that many people grouped around the crystal at once.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So
That would have been massive as well.
Yeah, because he was sitting on 1,500 bravery, and also salvation scythe debuffs on hits as well. So it reduces defense and reduces bravery. So it's a very, very important move. Nice way to keep away from there. Doesn't get the wall slam there. Razor Gale goes off. Probably one of.
Wow, nullify! Wow, that was incredible. Mark does in fact nullify Ace's Faraga. But it does get there anyway, but that was incredible. I don't know if you saw that there.
I did not see that at all.
Oh, Salvation Scythe got thrown out. So then, in response, Amber threw at her Fire Up, and they both nullified each other, stopping themselves from being both in KO. It was an amazing section. I definitely tried to fit that.
That basically talks about the poise in this game. So if for people that don't know, everything in this game has something called poise, and basically the way poise works is that depending on depending on how much poise your move has, it will change priority on what it does. So for example, if two moves with the same poise hit each other, they will cancel each other out. So they'll basically clash. Also, melee attacks with higher poise than projectiles, can blow through projectiles. However, they will still receive damage.
Yeah, so think of it as like armor, I guess you could say, where they'll still go through but take the damage.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Currently in this game, Cloud has the highest poise in this game. In all of his attacks, but only when charged. Very interesting thing. In fact, when you do have poise, a good thing is to it really makes sure that your offense is there. Basically.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite scary when you think about it as well. Literally, everyone has to be afraid of Cloud in the game. You think about it like that.
Well,
outpoise you.
Well, the thing is that poise is very subjective, because the thing is poise doesn't mean anything if an attack is much faster.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue with poise, the biggest issue, for example, with Cloud is that Cloud's not very fast. So, and everything he does takes time to charge. So poise just doesn't always work in that same way. But if it's someone like Warrior of Light, which has got a lot more faster moves with high poise as base without charging, that's when poise really matters.
Yeah. It's very much true. Actually, like that. I mean, again, Cloud does have to get the boss going himself. So yes, definitely a factor in that.
But yeah, it's very effective in all ways, shape or form. It's a very interesting mechanic. I do think it does need to be cleaned up a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. For sure, there's a few characters I can think of that are like, yeah, poison me, but I guess in this case we'll let it roll. It's Square's game, not mine.
Well, it's Koei Tecmo's game.
Oh, Koei Tecmo's game, yeah.
Koei Tecmo did develop this game, even though Square Enix watched it over. So this game has been out for almost forever. So. Alright, I think Discord is echoing a bit. Let me disconnect from the call and reconnect. Hopefully that fixes it.
Are we all good?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I can't hear the echo on my side, but the stream might be able to hear it. I know Discord acts up when it comes to audio issues, so I'm going to play it by ear and see what the stream says.
Okay, I think there we go. I think I sorted out now. I think it might have been on my end, sorry.
Yeah, no, the thing is you don't echo in my ear, but the thing is that sometimes when Discord takes audio, it might cause it to echo. So it's not you, don't worry.
Okay, and with that out of the way, let's jump straight into the next round then. I mean, already there's a bit of a slugfest.
We have different characters released to these. Was he playing Sephiroth before?
He was playing Lightning last time.
Yeah, he's playing Sephiroth now. Angel Darksong is also switched to now as well.
Yeah.
So
we still have the same two character substitutes jumping in, so we're still now playing with Amber with the Ace, and still got Nero playing with the Zidane as well. He really wants to make this Zidane work this time, so we'll see what he does with it.
It's
See
nice.
if he can get him.
It's nice to see more. It's nice to see more character variety actually.
Yeah, definitely.
So the thing is that one of the few things that plagued this game on release was the roster seemed very small because only quite a few characters were top tier.
Yeah,
And it
the Cloud
really-
Army Online.
Oh no, it was no. This I'm talking about arcade history here, not even console. So back then, the meta team was Terra, Warrior of Light, and Lightning. Back then, that was the meta team because Lightning had so many options to get rid of so many bad matchups, and Warrior of Light was just, oh man, he was just insane on the arcade. But a lot has changed. Lightning is not as good as she was before. Warrior of Light is still super strong, to be fair,
yeah.
and Terra is still super strong, to be fair. So I
Warrior
think,
Light's getting stronger as well.
yeah, and the thing is, he's a hard character to make to be bad because he fundamentally works with the system. It's like the opposite of Ryu from Street Fighter 5, where
Oh, don't, dude. Season 2, man. I can't stand him.
I'm a Ryu player now. Trust me, I know exactly how bad it is,
Oh,
and it's like and it's very much Warrior of Light is like a sort of opposite Ryu, where any sort of the system changes usually benefit him because he has tools for everything. Master Exodus just gets hit with the bio there. He just fell asleep. But Enja did lose one stock. Salvation Strike goes out, connects, and release of the id is now going to be debuffed. So he's got a defense. No, he's got a bravery down. Colossal
Yeah.
Shantoto goes out.
that is something that if you're spectating, you can actually see as well. If you look next to the release IDs now, you can see the buffs he's got in blue and the debuffs he's got, which is in red. So you kind of see what's happening to that character at the time.
And the thing is that I think what you have to do is that when you hit with that with Salvation of Life, you have to really follow up on it. Really pressure the person and make it like they're really struggling. Angel's Dark Song gets a good connection there.
Release does go for a Scintilla as well, but it does actually whiff. So he's going to be trying to fish for those. He has got a lot of bravery now.
Nice connect there. Oh, Mark's just about getting away. Is he good? He could really hit a projectile now to stop Sephiroth from doing what he's doing, because Shantoto's projectiles have got such high poise. So there's really not. Spiral Cut connects, doesn't kill though.
Throws out of Geneva. That's going to be quite nice for Sephiroth to be having that near him.
Enfeeble goes out.
Looking a little bit scared.
Enfeeble goes out.
That's KO. Is that KO? Yeah, ooh, not quite. Just about 207 health, but both Angel and Zero are looking a little bit dead, and that's close again.
Shantoto misses. Spiral Cut completely whiffs.
Ooh,
Sephiroth goes down.
Zero turns it around on Sephiroth. Sephiroth was one putting pressure on him, gets Scintilla, wakes up.
He dodges the Spiral Cut. That was so clutch.
This is dead. Zero's dead. That's a wall splat.
You can actually get out of that. Actually, if you hold guards, you will actually fall before that move gets off.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that. I do that myself. Sometimes you can, like, if you get wall spike, you can actually just, guard and drop, or you can, if you want to be really fancy, wall above you. So it just depends on your kind of approach. But dodging or dashing is not an option if you don't get KO'd.
And the thing is that the only
whiff! Wow, that was crazy. Very, very dangerous. I'm going to be honest. Very dangerous.
was that?
I don't know if you just saw that.
Yeah, that was that with punish? I didn't actually get to see that.
So what happened was Release was chasing down Angel. Angel then turns into Cecil's paladin form, and then so what Release did was he did Scintilla. Angel turned around and went to go for the punish, but instead he flew right into the second part of Scintilla and got hit.
Oh, that's unlucky.
So I know he's not going to be happy about that. He's definitely kicking himself. He just missed. That was upset.
That is unlucky. I think we're gonna go into our round 2. We're about 10 minutes late, but good match by everyone. Scrubs takes that 5-0, so good stuff to them, and they'll be moving on. And we'll now be having the second set of games, so I think Enja is staying in this room. So our last 2 games that we'll be having, I'm just going to change the number. I'm going to change the one last thing on it before I make myself look stupid again.
You will serve me well.
Right. There we go.
Looking good.
Right. So, our last 2 games will be Celestial Sphere versus Keku Luminot.
I'm glad you're pronouncing that because I don't know.
I can't. That I pronounce it differently every single time. Don't worry. And we got the NGI guys again versus the Red Wings. So it will be interesting to see who Celestial Sphere plays this time. Actually, I'm just gonna do the names and stuff now.
Okay. So we've got Edge missing here, Mets and Enk as well. People I've played with quite a lot. Same with Cherub and Soren as well. Fun enough, they did win the tournament that I hosted about 2 months ago. So
I did watch that.
See
actually,
if they keep up with it. Yeah, it was the team that they won. Fun enough, they just about made the cut as well. They were the last team to sign up, and they were the team that came first. So I'll be interested to see what they've done since. I quite like this team, quite like the players as well. You know, I talked to them quite a bit. So. But then again, I also play against everyone in Team B, so we'll see kind of how it goes. Really, this honestly can go in any direction. But I think Cherub, Soren, and Mug, they're looking quite strong at the moment, and I want to see what they've learned since.
And I think it's going to be so important in terms of if I think Celestial Sphere. I think they went 2-0. They went 2-0 in their last week's games. I think. I cannot remember if they did or not.
I'm not 100% sure myself as well, but I can get that sorted out.
But I can always double check in. Oh, you're gonna go check it yourself?
Just check. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was.
So there.
So next up, we've got them just about to.
You could pronounce it now.
Not a long name, you know. I don't know. All right, I'll give it a go. Ready?
Yep, go for it. I promise I won't laugh.
I don't believe you. All right, Keku lemon on it.
I'll take that. I'll take that. That's...
We'll just call him Keku for short.
Yep.
All according to Keku. Keku.
I'm sure that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
Wait, right. Let me just make sure that everything is all sorted. Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna let them play, and then I can sort it out in the background. So
that's cool, no problem. Right. So what we've got, I can see we've got a couple of people here. So for those, I mean, if we're going to be seeing the same kind of team that I've seen before, honestly, I'm not 100% sure who Enk plays, but I know Edge plays a very solid Emperor. I know that Met plays a very solid Cecil, and I know that Cherub, he's one of the most well-known Amicia players. We've got Siren, who plays a very strong Sephiroth, and we've got Mugshotter, who plays, what everyone knows as the Jet. So
the Jet.
The Jet. He has his own icon in the Discord, in the main Discord chat as well. I think it's like Mugs or something, but yeah, he is the Jet, and Cherub is, the old Amicia to watch for. Some really interesting tech. But like I said, they're both really good players. Both teams. I've played against all plenty of times, watched loads of their matches. I'll be interested to see if they do actually stick with the characters that they're probably famously known for. So again, Cherub, Amicia, and Met with his Cecil as well. So we'll see how it goes, what they kind of go for. I really want to see Edge play Emperor. He plays a very solid Emperor, but maybe he's not going to go for him because maybe it's a little bit risky, especially against a team that he's against. Who's such a strong team. And again, I'm not 100% sure what Enk plays, but I'll be interested in what he goes for this time. Their kind of synergy is. I've not seen this team formation as yet.
It'll be interesting to see what they've changed from last week. Isn't Delta on today as well?
Yeah, I'll just check the matchups. Delta...
As in the tournament?
I think that might be tomorrow, actually. I think it's the Saturday event, isn't it? Well, I'll have to double check that tomorrow as well. Check after jumping straight in. And already I can see Edge is going for Emperor. I love it already. So I'm pretty excited to see some high-level Emperor play here. Just because of the stuff that this guy does is pretty insane. As I've said before, just a bit of a spoiler there. Everyone is playing the characters like I thought he was going to play, except for Met, who also does play Noctis. So we've got Artemisia, Sephiroth and Jex versus Emperor, Noctis and the Lightning as well. So you've got an Emperor surrounded by 2 assassins here, 2 very fast assassins. Noctis probably being the fastest assassin with best mobility, while Lightning can play a budget kind of Vanguard and a budget Mark. As a Lightning player, I could say that, and that's pretty much what she does. But already,
she was originally one of the best all-round characters in the game when it first came out, and she still managed to keep some of the qualities there. So yeah, you're definitely right where she can play a multitude of roles depending on the player's attitude and playstyle.
Exactly.
So it's
that's why I like her. I think she's an amazing character.
Oh wow, that Triumphant Glass. Oh, you ran straight into that. Did he eat that on purpose, possibly?
That is close. I think the red team need to realise that they're both on very low health. So Enk and Met are kind of worried at the moment. Cherub does have really high HP, bravery. So there is a chance that 2 characters can get hurt by everyone on the blue team. So are they going to go for it? I think
we might.
If you look at the rest of the all spread out.
I think we might get a. Yes, he goes down. Celestial Sphere loses the first stock.
This is close. Okay, so the blue team aren't entirely. The blue team have actually taken a stock here. This isn't going quite according to plan at the moment, but if the red team aren't quite careful, they can get carried. They need to be really defensive and try and find the openings, especially against Cherub, who's now got such high HP.
Yeah,
so this is going to be quite close.
They've all. Oh yeah, they've lost the stock there. Oh, and it was the person that had the high health as well that lost the stock. That's big.
Yeah, Cherub had 3,600 bravery and decided to go for the Hell Judgment KO and didn't manage to get it as well. This does mean that, yep, I was about to say the red team can get carried, they're going to go for Lightning. They are trying to bring it back. I can give them commitment for this, but Enk needs to be a little bit careful. 264 health is a good, not a good position to be in, especially when you've got your back against the wall. This is going to potentially KO.
Is this a death? It might, yes, it's a death.
Oh,
that was very, very clean towards the end there.
Really solid, yeah. I think, as I was saying before, the synergy that I've seen with this team, in particular, is Siren, Mugshotter and Cherub, is that they have such strong synergy. And I don't know if you saw that, but if you look at the mini-map, they basically had the red team scrambling in different directions. It felt like they kind of broke them apart and made them all scared of each of their characters. I think if the red team say, let's not respect them and let's do our battle plan, maybe they can actually make...
That's what got them the first stock as well. That's the sad thing about it. That's what got them the first stock.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoops. There we go. So I get for playing with one. Playing with one.
Playing with one hand there.
Yeah, I am actually playing with one hand and editing with a mouse and keyboard in the other.
I commend you for that, man. I've been in that position myself, but I was going to say if you were playing with one hand, that would have been pretty impressive. Because I play with my feet.
Blatant.
I play Dissidia on a hitbox.
You played Dissidia on a hitbox? I rate that, fam.
I tried it once. I was doing Sephiroth cancels, and I could get it once, but after that, nah. You can't summon on the hitbox, so.
Oh yeah. Well, to be fair, that's cool. You can't actually do that on the hitbox.
Otherwise, I would.
I know you would. I'm not gonna put that past you.
I got a video up on YouTube of me playing Sephiroth doing dash cancels on an arcade stick. When you can't summon, it's not a feasible way of playing. So.
That's what you got teammates for, man. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But I used to play FF14 with move controls, so.
Oh, I've seen that as well. I've actually seen people do that. That's crazy.
It is quite fun. Alright, I've almost done all of the in the background stuff.
Cool. So while you're doing that, we'll jump into the next match here. We're now on a different stage. We do have the same. We do have a different team. Now we've got Met. No, he's running Omniblock. Oh, I give him so much credit for this. So I think someone to watch is Met. He has been trying to make Omniblock work for nearly 3 weeks. We're in these casual matches. He's like,
oh yes, I've
this Omniblock. Oh, this guy, he is pure jokes. Honestly, he wants Omniblock, and look, he's already going for it.
Omniblock is one of those moves where if you've never played against Omniblock before, it is rough. You don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, Matt, I love you, man. I love that you're doing Omniblock in this match. Oh, this is crazy. Already, he is looking at the Siren, who's got 2,500 HP, who can actually KO him as well. He decides to go for it, challenges it, does get a reset.
Oh, I saw what he tried to do there. He tried to he tried to bait it. He tried to bait an attack with the backup, and it didn't work out.
I saw, yeah, he saw the little sparkly stuff coming off. He's gonna get carried by Siren, goes for a second.
Oh wow, oh, this might be a very quick match if they're not careful. Heartless Angel goes off. Yep.
Oh, yeah, Egg's gonna get KO'd.
Yeah, that was Justice was swift.
Oh, dearie me.
Justice was very much swift on that one.
I love you, man. Omni Block. I love you, man.
Omni block so ready that his team weren't ready.
43 points for Edge. Good stuff, man. Come on, the guys want to Omni block in like a tournament game. Like, guy's amazing, honestly.
I'm sure there's some Japanese footage of it being seen in nationals or something like that.
He's been on that for nearly a month now in all the casual matches. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get this to happen. And he gets it, and it's like, oh.
Oh dear me.
Overall, though, I mean, really, it did come just come down to the Cherubs and his team. Was it Keku? Sorry, they just had the formation, they had the approach, they had such solid gameplay that
They at that point they basically had none of what was going on. They didn't want any of those shenanigans at all. they were like yo, like no, not here. Like casuals, yeah, but like none of those shenanigans. But the thing is that they can make Omni Block work. Omni Block is possible if they're in a tanking situation. If it's a tanking situation, which doesn't come up often, but against some characters it's actually pretty useful. So
against like marksmen it can go off. If you see Apocalypse, because it comes out to fight projectiles, then the thing comes out. You could probably jump into where the lights get hit by Apocalypse when you reverse it. So you can do that, but it's so situational. On a big stage, it's probably going to happen. That's why I went with a big stage, maybe on a smaller stage where HPs are flying everywhere.
And the thing is that it's tough when it's in that situation. It's kind of tough because you don't know what.
Yeah, see, he's changed.
Yeah. I've been hit by Almagest so much in FF14 recently. I've just had enough of that name.
Just carrying over from your MMO to your fighting games now.
Like,
just leave me alone, man.
It's like, please protect me.
Oh, I know that one. Alright, cool. Jumping straight into the next match. We've got Pandemonium here. Quite a nice stage again for the marksmen. Already, I think that the blue team, they've got, Artemisia doing what she needs to do, but I think the red team needs to kind of recognise who the problem is in their team and where the bravery's coming from, because Artemisia is a big problem times, and when you've got such a strong defensive set of teammates such as Mugshotter and Siren, that can be a problem. You've got to try and get in, because as you can see, with Cherub staying in the back, he's chucking out all these, chucking out the axes. Already you've got Enk down, you've got Edge down to half health, and you've got Met who's taken a decent amount already, and the blue team haven't taken any damage.
Yeah, it's rough at the moment for them.
I get what the red team are doing though. I think they're just trying to find their footing.
Yeah, but, and the thing is that the Celestial Spheres, they're being very oppressive, which means they're not really giving them any time to sort of back up and actually start putting stuff down, which it could be hard, especially when Ject could be, because he seems to be all over the place all at once. And the thing is, you don't want to get hit by a Triumphant Gas because it's so easy to land. Because the hitbox is deceivingly big.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they're being forced on the defensive now, and they've lost the stock because of it.
Okay, you can see Siren going for a reset there. I can respect that. Basically, Siren did actually hit Met behind him, so he was trying to get Cherub to get the finish KO. So he's doing the reset where where you're forced to stand after 2 hits of bravery. You don't do full combo. You're just left standing there. So they have that, and it's going to be a close. Curse of Storm's coming out. He does actually go for Hell Judgment, does actually whiff. 4,000 bravery from Cherub though, this is pretty big. The red team needs to be really careful of this.
Yeah, and the thing is that Emperor could come back from almost anywhere. Oh, nice.
I think that's a dead.
Yeah, that's a dead character. I'm just watching Emperor now, and he's just slowly watching his
There's a KO from Hell. Yeah,
yes.
It looks like Artemisia was doing like a spirit bomb and she had her hands out in the air. It was like, that's right.
Yeah, no, she was ready.
People of Earth, lend me your strength.
I think she needs all the victories after the verbal bashing she got from Shantoto in story.
Oh yeah. She is salty from that.
Yep, she's probably still upset.
Working the salt mines.
Yeah, trust me, if I got that, then I wouldn't want to deal with that too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm in the same position as that one. Okay, so
now it should be this. That was map 3. So now we're going on to map 4. So we're just playing for game matches now, rather than for the series. So it's something that's going to be quite important in the long run, because you don't know what happens. It might come down to maps in the end. And and that's always the toughest bit, is that when it comes down to maps. So we'll see how it goes. And the thing is that they've been Celestial Fears has just been playing solid. So no, it's like they've kept really to the T, very very simple stuff.
change it if it works, you know.
Yeah, they've kept oppressive. They've managed to nail him down and stuff like that. Very good stuff, keeping it all standards. And the thing is that it's very very traditional play.
Yeah.
Which has like been the sort of tried and tested sort of play style that they've a lot of the Eastern teams have had for a while. So we've got a change here. We've got a Cloud of Darkness up.
Okay.
We've got a Cloud of Darkness up.
Maybe wants to go a bit more for damage this time. You know, maybe they want to chuck in their Vanguard and do the damage, which, to be honest, balances their team out, much like how the other team is balanced as well. So I think this is maybe what they needed, but it's not just a Vanguard they need. I think they need a bit more synergy, and they need to keep themselves together and give themselves the defensive support they need, because it seems like the blue team are opening them up a little bit.
No, definitely. And the thing is, I'm just going to focus on the Lightning there, just to see what she does in sort of the mid-range and how she sort of looks after her teammates.
Yeah, already I'm going for it. Quite nice. Helps out Mug.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Nice interruption there. That was definitely necessary, because that could have snowballed completely out of control.
Yeah.
But this could be... Oh, Heartless Angel gets interrupted! Nice save.
Amazing save. Very, very smart stuff there. You know, credit to Edge for noticing that and then helping out his teammate. It was really smart.
That could have been a possible character down at that point if they weren't careful, because the pressure looks on. Heartless Angel goes for it again, nails it this time, and now inflicted with doom.
Oh, I like Met coming in though to at least try and help out, at least on the wall spat. But again,
nice interruption on the Heartless Angel. Anti-particle beam, nails it, and doesn't get punished. And doesn't get punished for it as well. Nice stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the place I'm talking about. Anti-particle beam again.
Yeah, this is good. This is what I want to see now. I like how the red team is. Like I said, if you look at the minimap, the red team are stuck. I mean, they've got lots of stock, but they're still sticking together now. They're definitely more.
Oh, Triumphant Gasp again.
Oh, so they got an in-cap, but their Emperor is left out on his own, so he needs to be a little bit careful of Sephiroth.
Heartless Angel whiffs. Like whiffs completely. But yeah, there was a stock for stock trade there as well.
Yeah, I can respect that as well. I mean, something I don't know if you just saw it there, but when both the red team, so Edge was left out on his own, both of the red team were KO'd. They both decided to spawn next to him. That's such a smart thing to say. Look, we both died. Let's just spawn next to you, give you support, and now they've managed to get Siren.
And the thing is that now Siren at this one. Let me try and find him.
Yeah, he's number 3. So Siren's chucking out Zanshin just to keep him at bay, chuck out the projectiles, make him a bit more scared, show that he can actually use more than just his.
Oh no, that is.
Shiva.
Yep, Shiva coming into play again. I don't think it was worth cashing in that HP attack there, though. I do think that Bravery attack might have been a better option, possibly.
Here comes a wall splat.
There's a Heartless Angel. Yes, gets connect and inflicts doom as well. So that means that unless they manage to hit Sephiroth, that you will be left with no Bravery by the end of that. Oh!
Another stock!
Whoa, what happened there? I didn't see anything that happened there. No, never mind.
Triumphant just got frozen, and then he got KO'd as he was frozen in the air. That was weird. Very strange.
Triumphant.
Oh no, sorry, he didn't get frozen.
No, he didn't. That was their summon. That was even more strange.
I think it was anti-air particle being below him. I have to check that again. That was really odd.
But again, what did I say about Triumphant Gasp? It wins another game. That move is deceivingly good. A lot of people tend to remember that Jex is a very, very fast character. A lot of quick buttons, a lot of opportunities to get in, and they don't really see him as a kill character. And every single time, as soon as you stop paying attention, that Triumphant Grasp always comes out.
Yeah, well, he's got the mobility because he's an assassin, triple good speed and good dashing, and he's also got the cancels as well, doesn't he? So he can keep his bravery combo going for a little bit longer if he does the cancels. But as you said, yeah, like if you really commit to your Jekt and play him quite well, you can then get the slam dunk KO. And in this case, we've seen it.
And the things at that point, it really becomes you just have to sort of just watch the space that he's in, because the thing is that move isn't super fast, so it can be interrupted. But the thing is, because it comes at such an angle, and you think to yourself, oh, that's not going to hit me from there, and all of a sudden, bang, it's like, oh god, I'm taking all this damage. Why?
Yeah.
Oh.
Coming in from the top ropes, coming in below. It's like, wait, what? Where did you just...
It's like a Kairi Sana elbow from like the Stardust female wrestler from Japan with a famous elbow from the top rope. It's exactly like that.
I need to check that stuff out. It sounds crazy.
Oh man, the Japanese female pro wrestling is amazing.
So I've heard, actually, funny enough. I think I first heard about that in the game Catherine, when they were talking about it in like a bar or something.
The versus game on that game is legit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're talking about action from the top rope. Team composition generally stay the same from the last match. So, but the sides have swapped over. Yes, they have. So.
And they're both starting at the bottom of the stage of Rift as well, so it seems a little bit more balanced rather than having someone at the top. Again, because of what we saw last round, I think that I do think that Edgemans and his team can actually do this. They need to keep up with what they did last time. Maybe be a little bit more defensive, give themselves a little bit more support, but they've proven they can get 2 stocks and make it quite close. So they can do it. They've got faith in themselves, and I think they've just needed to find their footing. And it really did come down to Met being the vanguard to give them the damage that needed.
And the thing is that Met's been playing so good as Cloud of Darkness as well. I'm really impressed by how he's just turned everything around. Even though his team's losing, he's so good at controlling people. And he's using the poise that is on Cloud of Darkness, because Cloud of Darkness is a very unique character where she has quite a few zoning tools, but she is a vanguard.
Yeah.
And
like anti-air particle beam, for example, like you don't expect it.
Again, it connects. And the thing is, that thing has got, I'm not too sure, but I think it's got unlimited range going vertical. So, but he is very low now, and he's inflicted with doom. Oh dear.
He does want to go because the Edge is trying to go for it. The red team are not necessarily trying to get the KO, but they're whittling down both their teammates' health. So maybe I think the blue team is
Triumphant Grasp again. Yes.
Oh, that's close. Nice. That was nice capitalization on that, recognizing your potential.
Is he going to kill from this? Oh, he doesn't. To be fair, he did see the other team members coming, but at that point he got hit anyway. So I did think it might have been worth going for that HP attack. Oh, Triumphant Grasp miss. Oh wow, nice.
Well, double KO.
That's exactly what they needed. That's
exactly
what they needed.
Shockwave Pulsar is going to go off from Cherub. He's fishing for it. He's going in close for a Shockwave.
They've lost the stock there. What is this scramble is crazy. Heartless Angel goes off. Doesn't kill though.
Edge needs to be a little bit careful. I think the blue team needs to go help Edge out. He's stuck in his own. He does have very low health. If he can't get out, they're going to KO him. And he is playing Emperor. Oh, he does go teleport, but he teleports towards him, but he does have the invincibility frames.
Triumphant Grasp goes out again, whiffs. Man, that move is so scary.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Cloud of Darkness actually managed to get hit out of the corner. I think he's going to be counting his blessings there.
Oh.
But they're sort of... Oh, this is...
that's dead. That's it?
No, it's not. Doom is ticking though. Pulsar, Shockwave Pulsar goes out, gets nothing.
Need to watch out. Yeah, Cherub is on kill points basically. That is basically 3,500. All your team.
What an interruption! Oh, that was so important. That was so unlucky. The original Shockwave Pulsar went out, and then he interrupted it, and then Cherub interrupted the interruption.
Yeah.
Saren interrupted the interruption, and then Shockwave Pulsar went out again anyway, immediately, just because he had the space to. So good.
it was really close as well because I was actually just watching Edge, and after everything that happens, when you had Sephiroth about to do, Siren do the attack with Sephiroth, Edge was just about to chuck out an attack to interrupt him as well. It was going to get crazier. He was actually watching his team. The whole thing happened. That little kind of scrim that was going on. That was crazy.
Well, good stuff there. Celestial
Good
Sphere.
teamwork.
Yeah, Celestial Sphere takes that 5-0. But now we have the Dreadwings versus NGI. So we'll see how this goes. We've seen both these teams play already. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I'm hoping. I'm wondering. I really do hope Saber plays more Y'shtola, because his Y'shtola was looking really good, and I think he was just trying to get used to it.
Yeah, I think the thing is that now we've seen every team played. It comes down to how does each team knows who they're going to go against, but how is each team going to adapt to each of the characters and the gameplay styles that each other team is now going to bring with each other. So it's like, as you said, is Saberwolf going to stay with, or is he instead going to go with Y'shtola and go for the marksman backup, or just be the van going and chucking out projectiles and HP attacks? So what's his kind of approach, for example? Got Angel coming in, Mark, and Saberwolf.
They're going for the first team for this week. This is actually Mark's first time playing with us this week, actually.
That's cool.
He's been super busy constantly lately, so now he's been jumping back in. It wouldn't be you if you didn't post that, if you didn't. Typical fan. I have nothing to say.
How practical.
Alright, so who are we waiting on here then? Are they substituting someone else? Just put in their place?
Possibly.
So I think if we look at what B team's got already, we know we've got potentially not Golbez. Garland, we've got potentially a Garland, a Shantoto, and a Van or a Y'shtola. So we'll see. I think just for I know that you said that Saber's Y'shtola is quite good. I think having two marksmen would probably be a bit of a problem, because if both marksmen do get hit, you've got a really slow character, in this case Garland, to come and help them out if they get hit, and obviously he's able to help out his teammates if they get wall splatted or hit from a distance. So if anything, I think having Saberwolf play the assassin just for the speed and defensive options would probably just balance the team out, kind of what we need at that point.
The thing is that I also think I think what we'll see here is that we might see a change up on actual players. So I think we might see Mark stay the same character, but we might see Angel switch it up and possibly Saber switch it up as well.
Yeah.
Because Mark doesn't know anyone other than Shantoto, unfortunately, so he's not really able to swap characters.
Okay.
But we'll see how it goes. If he does swap characters, I'll be very surprised and very impressed, even if he does badly. So.
Yeah, his Shantoto was quite solid as well. Had quite a lot of tech of interesting kind of mechanics that he kind of table in his last few games. So we'll see if he kind of applies that again.
Yeah, I think probably the weakest part of his game is just being able to not catching the flow of play very well. He tends to get lost within the action and tends to forget where he is. So there's times where like throwing out a Salvation Scythe is a good thing, and then there's times where he doesn't throw it out when it's necessary for it to be out. And I think once he gets that sort of battle awareness, I think he'll be a much better player coming out at the end of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that I think Angel is the shot caller for NGI. I'm not too sure. I know him and Saber swap quite often.
Oh, okay. So they're going, like I said, they're going to go for the Garland, the Shantoto, and the just give him a bit of a balance and go for the assassin. So Saberwolf's now playing Bard. But we do have a little bit of a mix-up. Ace is now in with Clouds. I think it's the first Cloud we've seen today, actually.
Yep, it is the first. Yeah. It is the first card we've seen today.
So if anything, if we look at what it's a very quite balanced team. We've got two assassins, two vanguards, and two marksmen as well. So they've both got different approaches, but to the same kind of playstyle. So already we're seeing Meteor go off there from Mag. you know, essentially saying, "Cool, I'm going to make you a threat already." Not really too sure what Angel is doing down there, but he does unfortunately does get hit by that.
Yeah, just needs to. You need to always be. He always needs to be field level with the marksman, and you've got to pay attention to Terra here, or things will go very wrong very quickly.
Yeah, there's a level of respect that you have to give sometimes to certain moves and certain tactics, and I think in that case, as you said, just respect the move and don't go too ham, and recognise that you need to maybe change your gameplay if what you think you're doing is wrong. Go for something else, and maybe regroup with the team and think of a new strategy mid-game maybe.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. I'm not really too sure of the layout of what's really going on at the moment. Saber throws down the bravery conduit to lower the bravery of Clouds.
Triumph and Glass does try to push out the Shantoto as well, but you can see here both red team and blue team sticking together, which is, I love when this kind of we're saying, let me help each other out, let's stick back to each other, get a bit more defensive capability, and make each team come towards us. Again, like I said, because it's so balanced, both teams can have the same kind of approach.
Pyro goes off and connects. I think Mark should just hold on. Yes, Salvation Scythe into the crowd. Good.
That was good. That was good. And it gets the crystal as well, so it does give him a summoning points there.
But
so synergy summon, calling out Shiva.
The thing is that you need to really be aware of that. Just be aware of that Terra is there, and things you have to stay on. You have to stay on the same axis as her, or you can't see what she's doing.
Yeah, it's scary. Like that, I mean, that can be said for like so many marksmen, but I think Terra especially in this case because Mag is deciding to run Meteor Rain. So just be a little bit careful. And I think if anything, if you look at like Angel at the moment, he's only on 264 health. He should just run and not attack, and not let himself get enfeebled or get hit by Shiva. So just run. Don't.
And
he
gets enfeebled.
Gets
Wow, nice. Oh, that tsunami worked out well. Oh, what the hell? Double stop. What was that?
Oh my days.
That was
even the seats.
That was insane. Good stuff. I think that might have been Mark actually.
Yeah, the double KO with Salvation Scythe, but again, like as we were saying, I think Angel maybe the best option to go for that, but it doesn't matter because it seems like Mark had his back down below and got double KO, so that's massive. And they had Shiva out on their team, and
Omni Slash goes off. I think that's the limit break one, so I think that's death.
That is so much damage.
Yeah.
Oh my days, yeah. He finished at 3,800 bravery points, but if the blue team can keep up with this, I mean, if you can see now, Varn is running back in just to help his teammates out. He's going to spawn near them, just give them the support they need, and maybe if they keep up with this, they can probably get a quick KO and Dirtiness.
Tsunami goes out. Oh, he just misses the pyro.
Yeah. I can respect that though. I can respect that. If anything, I think maybe they should go for the crystal and just get the summoning advantage. Just give them that little bit, like really close teams, really even, but just give them. I mean, you don't really see them going for the crystal, which I think is really going to change it if they do go for it.
The Terra goes for provoke, which is interesting because Terra can move while casting, which is a very, very, very good skill for a marksman.
Yeah. You can see as well, Terra's already broken up the crystal, so now they don't have access to the crystal. That's what I was saying. If they went for it, they could then call out summon. Smartly, Mag decided to stop them from getting the crystal by blowing it up.
Yeah,
triple enfeeble.
Oh, Garland gets the hit.
Split them out. Here comes Meteor.
Doesn't connect though.
It's close. It's close.
He gets the enfeeble off.
Ooh, that combo. That was close.
Oh, this is close. Could this be it?
Be a little bit careful. Just be careful. He's on very low health.
That Colossal Shantoto could have waited.
Oh, they're going for it. He wants to get the Salvation Scythe. He's forcing. The good thing is, like, I can respect that. If all Shantoto does now is track out Salvation Scythe, he forces Dirge to run, and he forces his whole to stay near him as well. So I can respect it.
Angel's backed off considerably, though.
Ooh, 30 seconds left.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if this is a good idea.
What they could do is the red team can actually get off. The blue team can probably go for a little bit more damage, call out summon. That means Shiva comes out, time freezes, and that means they can try and go for the KO that way.
I don't think.
Oh, this is close. Is he going to be able to capitalize on that?
No, Triumphant Gust goes off. Oh, unlucky.
Damn, craziness.
He completely overcommitted on that Pyroplasm.
It's literally what I was just saying as well. They both recognise that Dirge just need a little bit of help. They regrouped to him, and they both Acer and Mag built up 3,500 HP bravery between them. So that was exactly what I was saying, and they did it, and they managed to win the game.
That was a very, very close set.
Smart plays as well, really smart play at the end there. Dirge was literally the KO factor at that point, and they made sure he wasn't. A really smart play, great teamwork, and nice to see they managed to turn it around and grow their own bravery and get a KO. So good stuff on that team.
Yeah, they just he just overcommitted on that one. It was when you do throwing pyros from that range, you don't always get to connect with them.
It's fast, but surprisingly not.
The tracking
it's not medium range.
the tracking is not great on that move.
Yeah.
It has to fully charge for it to really be good. And the thing is
Yeah.
that once you fully charge, that means someone knows that you're doing it.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to get someone out who's sitting on substitute. We've got a 13th deity. I have played this person quite a few times as well, so see what they go for this time, and if this is actually going to mix up their game and maybe give them a different type of approach to getting a win for their team.
Yeah, we'll see. It's only 1-0 to the Dreadwings at the moment, and it's still all to play for at the moment. That match was horrifyingly close. Yeah, it's just a bit of spatial awareness there. I actually think it was Sablewolf that got the double kill there, with possibly his pyro. But I do think White Well might be a good choice possibly at some point.
Yeah, I think if we look at the stage, then we can kind of see which would probably do the best. But I mean, it's kind of situational at that point.
Yeah, the thing is that that Vaughn's normals aren't great, and the Vaughn's tend to get pressured very easily because he doesn't really have anything to stop them. But White Wells is a very good way to stop someone from coming in. It's very narrow, but it's a very effective defensive option.
It's a lot like I really like his red spiral as well, because then that hits you. It's a HP and it pulls you down. So
yeah, exactly.
Gets people off you that way if they're above your head.
And the thing is, you could tech trap with people with it as well, so you can force them to tech a specific way, throw the HP attack out, buffers into it, and you can't escape.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's a lot of unescapable options here, there, and everywhere. So hopefully we'll see more of it. I'm assuming that the reason why it's taking so long to load is that the people are making changes behind the scenes.
Yeah, they're selecting their summon now, so we'll see if they still go for the same ones. I mean, like I said as well, this is something I haven't really seen much of, except for one instance for this is where a team actually decides to go for the crystal. Crystals are so integral to the gameplay that they don't really seem to be going for it. So, like I said, I think if they did go for the crystal and not let the red team take it out, they would have the Shiva towards the end. But now we're going to be seeing the Odin this time, so quite interesting.
Is that a Vaughn mirror match? I see.
Yeah, we've got a Vaughn and Furion this time, along with another Vaughn as well. Vaughn and Vaughn, who wants their goats.
Right, so
starting off in the woods.
Yep.
Good.
Loads all the trees do break line of sight, and it also allows you to run up the trees too.
Yep.
There are, yeah, very good if you want to get away from the opponent. HP attacks can be will be absorbed by the trees and stuff, so you can't projectile through them.
Yeah, and it's seeing as well that if we look at Sablewolf, he is also still prioritizing, so he wants to make it seems to have given him kind of given him what he needed last time, and it's just ace well. So it's two different vans, two different approaches. What's that kind of approach? And I think what you said last time, what you said Sablewolf should be doing with White Wolf is now being applied to Ace. So we'll see if he actually plays full.
Blaze goes off. Oh, Angel has swapped HP attacks. Interesting. So he's going for a more tankish option. Nice interrupt there. Oh wow, good combo off the Meteor there. Again, that's what happens if you stop paying attention to the Terra.
Yeah, and like you said, he doesn't really have the defensive options on his left and right side, just in front and back. This is the very first one he was Garlic as well.
Yeah,
you can flank him, and that's what happens.
And the thing is that that Pyro did absolutely no damage. That was for knockdown purposes only.
Yeah,
Salvation.
but it also means that his bravery reset, so he's now back at 1,000. So I can kind of respect that kind of approach. It's a good tactic to go for. Okay, he's making a run for it there. It's not too bad. Going in for a nice bravery regen there gives his team a little bit of a buff.
I think they've gone back to playing. I think they've gone back to playing neutral now. So it's but Mark has been left behind, like completely been left behind.
That's dangerous games to be playing. You don't leave your marksman out on their own.
Yeah, and he's forced to use Colossal Shantoto. Oh, we have a summon going on.
Oh, nice synergy summon though. It looks like
They
it
got-
looks like Mark didn't want to go for it.
I think Mark was being pressured, so he really didn't
Yeah.
think that it was the best option. Which is, I could understand that. If your immediate teammates are not in danger, then it's not really a bad thing to go for.
But they've got Odin, so they're going to get the lightning strikes coming out, like we're going to see here. And it's in the woods, so you've got even less options to escape. And then they're going to get broken as well by the PS2 or whatever the thing is called.
Wow! Furion has so much poison that attack. Completely blew through. It completely blew through Garland's bravery attack there.
Amazing moves. Comes a spin, knocks him away. Oh, he goes for a reset, so it's 13 to 30. He does go for the reset there, really like that. Forcing the reset against Sable. So I'm pretty sure Sable was a little bit annoyed about being forced to reset there. And I just realised he's got Blaze. It was nice. Angel's running Blaze. Just realised.
Yeah. And the thing is, which means that he's going for a more tanky situation. But the problem is that this is not the sort of field that Blaze works on, unfortunately. The sad thing is that you don't know your HP, you don't know what map you're playing until after you chose your HP attack.
Yeah.
So, which is really frustrating, I can imagine, because the thing is, Blaze, it's really hard to not Blaze there. Unlucky gets caught by a meteor again. I think that is the third meteor kill.
It is, yeah. So what happened? See, Mark did actually have 5,000 bravery points. Tried to get a KO, but instead, because he's out in the open with his HP, Mag decided to KO him while he's in the air, and that's how he got the kill with Meteor. So honestly, I can see what Mark was going for. I get what his kind of game plan was, but because he's out in the open with such little health, Mag was like, "That's cool, you're mine." And
Yeah, and
Meteored.
the thing is that Meteor's range is really good as well. So it really has to be careful in those sort of situations.
Yeah, it's weird as well because it's not like Cloud's Meteor. When he does Meteor, it comes out next to Cloud and then follows you. Whereas when Terra does Meteor, it tracks towards you, it then comes out. It doesn't. So you can run away from it quite easily, but you have to see what's above your head when you're going against Terra.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is the reason why I talk about if you're going to fight against Terra, you always have to stay on axis.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that if there's anything blocking your view, you cannot see. You cannot see what
What's going to be throwing out.
Yeah, because the thing is that the icons of what comes up above your head doesn't go through the scenery. So the thing is that because in this game there's no cast bars or anything, you really have to have an eye on everyone. And the thing is that Terra's Meteor doesn't have a path. It's summons on top of you, so you can't react to it. You just find out that it's on top of you.
By that time, you got KO'd.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what makes Terra so scary, because she's able to move while casting, and she's got moves that can do that.
Yeah, and the range as well. Like, she was at the other end of the map, and Santoro was probably about midway through that stage, and it still KO'd from there. So there's so much respect to have to that move. And I like that we're seeing that as well. We're not really. I don't think we've actually seen a Terror on Meltdown yet. I know a lot of Terrors do love Meltdown, but in terms of my personal preference, like effective competitive play, having that move just appear above your head is far more threatening than essentially a giant, spirit bomb coming at you, which will blow up. It's again, Meltdown's good, but I would definitely rate Meteor much more.
I think it depends on the team composition. If you've got a small field, or if you're running on the 14 stage or even the 8 stage, and Meltdown comes out, or multiple Meltdowns comes out, which are even worse, that is such a huge space control threat. And the thing is that threat from the move isn't from the impact, it's from the amount of space that you do not have. And that allows your teammates to do so much, and at that point it's you have to play around it. It's similar to Lightning's Razor Gale, basically.
Yeah, you have to respect it. You have to essentially run. You can't challenge it. You can't even outpoise it. So you're forced to run. So it's situational. I think it depends on the stage as well. But in that stage there, because it's so out in the open, to catch people off guard is quite funny. Certainly, that's essentially what we just saw, catching people off guard with Meteor.
And Besaid Island, another open stage.
Yeah, got a little alcove over to the left. That's where the crystal. That's usually where the crystal spawns, and then you've got the next one, P and Pro Summon and stuff. But I think it's something interesting to note as well is that the team's now decided to switch from Odin and go back to Shiva. So we've got a Shiva summon here. I think that they think maybe that's going to give them more results to keep characters stuck on the ground, and then also the respect and also bravery points that they get as well.
Angel switched to Cecil actually.
Yeah, yeah. So
He played this before in their last match. It was actually really good. Be interesting to see what they do.
yeah, see if he gets results from this time. But I think what he wanted was just a character with a bit more speed. You know, decent damage, but I think he just wanted a bit more speed, and he also wanted to have the invincibility frames of, you know, switching between Cecil's different forms. And we'll see what we'll go for here. But I think now it just comes down to the blue team with such. I mean, you can see on the mini map the formation they will have is really nice, really good synergy, nice defensive options. They're both kind of choosing and targeting which characters they think are the biggest threats and which ones they can challenge as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, Angels doesn't have the same problem before as he's not as flanked as easily now.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
means
exactly.
which means he now has again, just like that, he has now a lot more options to play with.
And he's got 3,000 bravery, so he's already a threat. And I think this is what he was looking for. I think he just needs maybe a different mindset, a different approach to the game with the same teammates to give him that support. And now he can be the support that he wants to be, but also rock the same amount of bravery. But if he's not careful, he does get hit, loses his bravery points, and now Mag is the one with 3,600 bravery, and the blue team needs to be careful.
Yeah.
Which, as we've just seen last round, Terra goes in with a meteor and gets a KO. So, unfortunately, the big problem we're looking at here is the fact that the red team have managed to get a KO, and they've barely lost any health. They're looking really healthy at the moment.
Yeah, they've not really committed anything. And the thing is that Meteor is so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you've noticed that Terra's sticking really close to nice. He's sticking
Teleport Cecil. Okay.
sticking really close to Terra's sticking really close to Furion. Oh, unlucky.
I get what he was going for. He went for his support to help out his teammate, but because he ran straight into Lord of Arms from Deity, it unfortunately meant that he got KO'd as well. So this is pretty big for the red team. Like I said, they've barely lost any health, and yet they've got 3 stocks, and the blue team are, you know, they've got only 1 stock left. But the red team also have a summon as well. So if anything, the red team could go even more ham. Let's call a summon, which they're doing as I've just said.
Yep.
And they're going to go in ham. They've now got full health, 3 stocks, and a Shiva. Fair enough, the stage is a bit too big for Shiva to really be completely effective, but they've got the advantage now, and honestly this is looking really good for the red team. I'll be surprised to see if the blue team can pull anything out, because the blue team are going kind of getting thrown around here on this stage.
Yeah, I think Mark's not in play rough mode, so he needs to really keep his distance.
Oh, Saber's frozen.
No, but they're too far away to capitalize, unfortunately.
I like what Saber's doing, but I think he should just run. He doesn't have the facility, or admittedly the ability to, because he's got Shiva on his butt, and if he doesn't run away, then like I was just about to say, he loses his bravery points and then gets KO'd. He's given the red team, all of his 4,600 bravery points and lost it and reversed it and he ended up losing the final slot for him. So really, I think he should have just ran from Shiva. I think the whole team should have just ran back and supported each other.
Yeah, the thing is that to try and generate offense while Shiva is out is just, it's a really unnecessary risk.
Yeah,
and
just run.
Yeah,
actually.
because the thing is that unlike Shiva, unlike most of the other summons in this game, is that there is no guaranteed hit from Shiva.
Yeah.
So you could fundamentally avoid all of the issues Shiva has.
Exactly.
And with some good defensive options, you could just keep away, really. Unlike unlike Bahamut or even Ramuh, or especially Odin, you will take a hit if you're not careful. So
yeah, because it's the because if you look at someone like Odin, he does, you know, the slice at the end, which causes pretty much you to get broken at all times. You know, you pretty much can't avoid that. I know you can avoid it, but it's so hard to do. It's basically like a blue shell Mario Kart. That thing is coming for you. You know, you can try and avoid it, and then you've got some little trick up your sleeve, but it's still going to hit you. Odin is pretty much guaranteed, whereas Shiva, fair enough, she gives you the bravery buff, but at the end of the day, if you're the one who's having to run from Shiva, just respect it. Don't challenge, because as we've just seen, I think if Saberwolf decided to respect Shiva and the teammates and realise the situation he was in, he could have kept the 4,600 bravery points he had
and turned around it after the summon went off. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just respect it and don't run away, because now they took all the bravery points off him and KO'd him in response. So,
and the thing is that it's not like Odin where you are stripped of the bravery when the summoning's over either. So with Odin you do not keep bravery at all. So
yeah. But that's the thing as well. Like I saw again. Sorry, just to go back on Saberwolf. I saw that he did he still decided to challenge her with Pyroclasm while Shiva was doing the Icicle Spears on the ground and they broke. Like, that's the bit where he lost on his bravery points because he still threw up Pyroclasm.
Which is really unnecessary in that situation anyways as well, so...
Yeah.
Alas. C'est la vie.
They've got another attempt at it, so maybe, you know, the team will adapt to this and they'll, depending on the stage as well, depending on what summons they go for. We may actually see a bit of a turnaround here. Hopefully we do. You know, I want to see a really good game. I want to see it quite close as we've seen from some of the previous matches. I know you do as well. So you know, I want to see those kind of hype moments rather than just kind of straightforward.
The thing is that I know that Fury's in for Saber now, so Saber has stepped out. So maybe possibly a change of strategy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting there.
Who knows? My it is so hot in here because my PS4 and PC. Like, I think the fact that this is not the temperature. It's not that outside is hot. It's just hot in this room.
Yeah, I am proper sweatiness right now in my room as well.
Oh, we've got Eden.
Okay, so straightforward tube. I love this stage personally.
Yeah, I was one of the few people at this thing saw this stage and thought, nah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, so we've got a double marksman and vanguard comp on the NGI side. So the case of how is Angel going to balance the two?
Yeah, I mean, Angel's decided to not go back to Cecil, and it looks like he wants to go back to Garland. So maybe he just felt that Cecil wasn't kind of giving the results that he wanted, and now he wants to go back to Garland. More of the kind of tools that he could use.
I'm just watching Marks play now. I think he should spend a bit more time casting the standard spells, as in like the fire and the ice one.
I was just about to say the same as well. I'm watching him as well, and I'm thinking exactly just what you said there. Oh, hey Blaze.
Because the fire and the ice is a lot more effective at controlling space, especially the earthquake one, especially in this sort of stage.
Yeah.
So he's using Bio there. I don't really think it's not particularly necessary, but we'll see what he does. Again, Colossal Shantoto, a bit of an overcommitment there. To be honest with you, he wasn't in any real danger.
Saved it.
Yeah, Colossal Shantoto is a very effective move because it's completely invincible until recovery, and so she's one of the few marksmen that have got a get me out of jail card.
Yeah. Nice to see that Mag did chuck out the meteor there, and then Mark did also.
Oh, Fury nails with the meteor right back at him. Damn, nice play.
Just about missed that there. I saw it in the corner, so I was watching Mark, but I saw him do that and then get the KO. So just about missed that there.
I think what NGI is doing now, I think they're just sort of constraining themselves to the corner, and they're happy to zone this one out.
Yeah, it's paying off for them as well. I think this is what they need, is just to regroup their thoughts, let's change our tactics. And
Mark is way too forward though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's now running back because like he was really out. Terror is now in Fury is now in trance. Let's see what's going on the other side.
Oh. Damn, I saw that Angel did actually sidestep it. Obviously got you to the knee. That's been hit. Again, surprisingly, no one's going for the crystal. I know that their team can summon, so they're getting the advantage. As I was just about to say, they can.
Blaze goes off, and Blaze connects.
Double hit. 1,600 across the board there against two of the red teams, so that's quite good. Sends them to the back of the stage. Blue team a little bit more breathing room. They can get off the summon, as I've just seen here, and now they've got the advantage in terms of the field.
They should just lame this one out. No need to overcook. Oh wow, he combos off the Shiva! Holy crap! That was insane!
Oh, it is. That one-boy combo. That ain't Shiva. Oh, but he gets it anyway, so we're going to see how the... I think the boots are like, look, we're going now. Let's use Shiva. Oh, she's out to our advantage.
Mark has got a lot of bravery, so he's dangerous with that salvation side. And the thing is that the blue team have just zoned them out.
Oh, this is going to land! Oh, he doesn't get salvation off Deity. Deity is scared now. If they can just about utilise the last animation of Shiva, they can get a KO on Deity. So if anything, they should target two, and let's see if they can get something. You know, just go, look, this is our point, we need to let's get... The thing is that the overcommitment's going to hurt, because the thing is that Angel's still on low health, so they've got to be careful still. it's just finding that route in there. But if they stay too defensive, the red team can turn on their summon, and then it gets a KO as well. But it's just trying to find that balance. And this is, yeah, as you just said, KO just got KO'd there. But Valkyrie could get KO'd in, so could Mark. So this can go any way. And as I've just seen now, yeah, the red team's got a summon. They both got 1 stock each. Blue team have got less health, and there's now a Shiva out. So
it's
now
a case.
the blue team needs to run.
Yeah, it's a case of being defensive here because the thing is, this is very, very close.
Enfeebled.
Wow, and they take
Enfeebled. Oh.
Mark
Wow.
saves the day. NJ takes that game. Good stuff.
Wow, yeah. I know that Saberwolf is like, hold on a second, what happened there? I was watching, Acer, he was running away. I just saw the Enfeeble come up and Salvation Scythe went off just as the Shiva finished as well. So, good stuff from Mark, really.
Good stuff. Yeah, and the thing is, enfeeble is very important because you cannot dash when you're enfeebled. you are stuck there for life.
Yeah.
So,
I love Enfeeble personally. I think it's amazing.
Enfeeble is like an absolute guarantee if you're either playing up front or if you're playing a marksman.
Yeah. It's the winning factor, and against Shiva as well, you can't dash or jump over those ice pits that she has. So, yeah, good. That was nice. Even though the summon was against Mark, he was like, "That's cool. I'm going to enfeeble your teammate and KO with a Salvation Scythe."
So they've swapped around now. Shanks is back in.
Yeah, Shanks.
And Douglas is coming in as well. What's interesting there is that if you notice NGI strategy is that as soon as the match started, they never left their side of the arena. And they were just happy just to zone and zone and zone and zone. And it ended up being a war of attrition because what was happening before is that there was with Saber and Angel normally playing, they're very front heavy, so very attack orientated, very full on commitments. And that was the very first game where we've seen them where they barely committed at all. And that lack of commitment showed how easy it was for them to actually zone them out.
It's quite funny as well because we actually saw, of all things, Mark out in the as well.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that cost them more issues in that game than in anything else because Mark was out of position. But as soon as Mark got back into position, especially when the Shiva summon came out, then they were able to capitalize off it. And I was like, that's so important. It's like if you're sometimes it's not about getting the kills in, sometimes it's just about winning the war of attrition. And because
I can't 100% agree with you on that one, and it paid off for them in the end, especially at the beginning. They had such a strong start, but I think that formation fell apart just a little bit towards post their summon.
Yeah.
It's when the 2 stocks loss came in. So,
well, they held it together, which was tight. And I think the main thing is that if you're gonna have that sort of situation, sometimes you just have to just hold it down. And the thing is that sometimes during the war of attrition, your opponent stops paying attention, and that's the reason why they gained the first stock, because that meter literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was massive. It was a massive kind of message to them essentially at that point. And already here, if we look at going into the next game, we've now got Angel still running his Garland. You know, he seems to be making it work now. I think it's because I think Blaze is like such a big factor for him. But we now have Angel with again 2 marksmen, so Terra and Shantoto.
Nice. He uses the poise from Blaze to stop the projectiles from coming towards him, but he does get punished towards the end. They need to be careful of that of Terra, because Terra is a threat. They go for the crystal.
Yeah, nice to see them going for a crystal. I think another thing that's important as well is that we now have WB back in with his ace, and I really like his ace. He is the monolith beam guy, sending out those beams out of nowhere. So we'll see if he's able to pull this off again. So
it's now a different sort of marksman fight now altogether now, because now. Wild Monolith is nice kill there. He got it.
Hit the back of his hitbox, like his cape.
What are hitboxes? If you've played Dead or Alive, you know exactly what's going on.
Oh.
Unlucky there. Angel tries to go for a bravery attack, doesn't quite get it. Well, I wonder where Fury is at the moment. He seems to be a bit missing in.
WB to block that.
They're sort of converging on him now. Nice. He's trying to get in the way. Oh! Didn't realise that. I didn't realise that Shanks has got warp actually. Monolith beam goes out. Fury just about avoids it. Misses Garland as well.
It's quite close. I was about to say it's quite close to Angel, and he does actually get hit from the side, which...
Wow. Durgus
really
whiffed.
What's that?
Durgus whiffed everything. And he
gets
didn't...
force battered.
Man, this is.
Like blue sticking together and red sticking together. This is good. They're both essentially saying, look, we've got to summon out. Let's both quickly talk to each other. What do we need to do? They've both regrouped their efforts. They're both. If you look at both red and blue, they're together like a Triforce kind of symbol now. All
Yep.
sticking together. They want to say, okay, what's our kind of approach? And in this case, as I said before, just run from Shiva. Don't challenge her.
Yeah, don't overcommit. It's not necessary. See, Triumphant Goss completely whiffs because of they were moving away from it. And the thing is, sometimes it's not always best to fight against Shiva. Sometimes it works, but it's very rare. Oh, Fury is now. Oh, he was stopped, but gets hit by a Shiva, unfortunately.
Oh no, that's quite close. You see, Valkyrie had 4,000 bravery because she got attacked. She didn't get by Shiva. She's now lost to. So really, again, like just respect Shiva. You had KO that, you decided to go to attack and you lose the.
Unfortunately, Angel loses another stop there as well. We'll see how it goes. Triumphant Goss gets interrupted. Nice save there by Fury. He manages to uses the Fire Auger again. Interrupts.
Anti-air.
Again,
Nice
interrupts
That's
it.
a punish.
Ooh.
It's a close punish. Okay, if you can get the team combo, this can be pretty big.
Nah,
It's literally down to Terra to bring us back.
Monolith Beam goes out. Triumphant Goss goes out. Oh,
She gets it. She gets it, but gets knocked down in the process. So there could be like a heavy setup, meaty setup kind of thing here. No, Dirge just goes for it. Mag can get a KO against Terra if he wants to.
Furious are playing very defensive here.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
I was unlucky there, but good adaptation by the Dreadwings.
Yep.
I do not lose.
It's quite as you were saying as well, like good defense, but you can't defend for so long.
Yeah, a good thing. I think they were just confused, but their strategy changed so much in that fifth game that they weren't too sure what exactly they were going to do. But in the end, it wasn't bad. Very, very, very close set of games. I think what NGen needs to do, they just need to push a lot more in terms of being able to change their playstyle. But overall, it was a very fun set of matches. And
It was really enjoyable.
that wraps it up, guys. That's week 2. What's all done?
I'm sure you're going to feed that back to your teammates. Guys, what did you do?
No, to be honest with you, a lot of them were asking, "Can I play? Can I play?" And I was like, "I'm streaming, so yeah, I wouldn't be able to play." But other than that, it was fun set of matches. I really enjoyed those 4 matches. They were awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is that we need as much Dissidia as we can get. Cough, cough, Square Enix. So,
Where's that Dissidia Pro Circuit?
only if with 1,000 quid prize pool at the finals.
and a cup and one of those pot noodles or cup noodles. Yeah.
Nissan pot noodles. And a season pass for one person on the winning team. I shouldn't make too many jokes about Square Enix. To be fair, that they've done. Like I'm not gonna lie, they've done any time that I've asked for like support and stuff and whatnot, they've given it to me. So I'm not.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, resources are resources. So what can you do? So
Exactly. Well, I thought that was good. I really enjoyed it. We'll definitely be up for. Can't wait for the next set of matches as well. And I hope everyone else enjoyed watching and the commentary from myself and Rayokana as well.
yeah, it's been lovely joining with you, Cody man. It's been excellent times, and I can't wait to do this again in 2 weeks.
Indeed.
I might have to start playing again myself. It gets me itching to go for the grind.
It does as well. I got to work my way out of Diamond E. I do ranks from Diamond C twice.
Don't worry. To be honest with you, rank doesn't mean anything in this game because like the rank matchmaking is kind of busted. So like, don't worry about it anyway.
Oh, I'm glad. Cool.
Alright.
Then,
Alright, guys. Until next time, have fun and thank you for joining us. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.